Hello and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Renovision. We've got three new Star Wars comics to review this week: High Republic: The Blade, number 2; Dr. Aphra, number 28; and Yoda, number 3. We also review Bad Batch, episode 5. We rank Star Wars titles currently being published, I think, both the limited and ongoing series. And we see if Dom agrees with some of the popular Star Wars Valentine's Day gift ideas that are out there. And of course, we got your weekly Star Wars news update. We got your collectible releases and pre-orders. So let's get it going, fellas.
We're not in the right show.
Let's get it going, fellas.
Okay, still trying.
Mark goes a
Ring a bell!
Oh, I screwed that one up good, huh?
We're gonna have to carry Marco tonight.
Yeah, right. You guys are gonna have to carry me tonight. Hey, got a couple new can we see these? Okay, we got a couple new emojis out there. Pete wanted me to let you know. Pete probably should be on a little bit later. We're gonna rank some characters or some comic books or something like that. Talk a little bit about what's going on. Let's say hi to the chat, and then our man Jedi can give it to us. All right, Tommy, thank you for the sub. Star Wars Sunday. Have a good show, gents. Cheers, cheers, peace. Hey, for those subs, make sure you check the polls. We're having a poll for that ask me anything thing. So make sure you guys are voting for what day you guys want to do that. Ed saying hi for the algorithm. Ed, sorry about your Cowboys. They weren't playing today, but that's okay. All right. Well, hello, Dark Side Crew. Thank you, Jeffrey Drake, for the sub. Joe, let's see what Joe's got today. Rose Tika. Yeah, I didn't mind Rose Tika. All right. Hey, gang. Hey, Joe. That's an easy one. Thanks for the sub. Make sure you do the thing. It's Cartman again with AI, hi y'all, gimmick, Blue, Beetle, cool guy, good clicks. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Cool. Good clicks. All right. Oh my God, Lopez.
Don't even put it up there. Don't even put it up there.
Not going to. Hey, Darth Lopez. Wait, Scott. Yo.
How do you avoid the redly handsome Lopez? Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Is Darth Lopez, has he got a book coming out? Because he's making the rounds this week. He's on just about everything.
I'm handsome. I'm ruggedly handsome.
I mean, he's something. Yeah, he is. Speaking of that, if you guys missed it, they are on. He was on MCM, and they pulled one of the world's greatest cards of all time. Correct, Jedi?
Well, yeah, for you. Yeah.
So make sure you guys go check that out if you haven't seen it in the replay. Oh, well, or just give it away on this show because F it. I was trying to make them see the show so that they would watch it. Yeah. All right. And then he showed up on then he showed up on SNS. SNS, they're going through a little bit of a change over there. They got, if you guys missed it, they have a lot of cool things coming up. A lot of cool little interactive stuff that they're going to be doing with the chat. And you know, they're actually, because they're doing it, they're going to go through bumpy roads, which I guess is kind of the fun because you get to see them mess up shit. So if you like people messing shit up, or if you like them just redoing new stuff, it's good either way. It's a good show.
Hell with the blooper reel. Just do it in real time.
They do it in real time. Yeah, they mess it up. It's like, oh, okay, cool. All right. All right. Oh, there's Sticks. Speaking of SNS, we got half the SNS crew. Everyone's gal loves the rose. It is true. It is true.
True.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you put Rose Tika there.
Yes.
Oh, because of Valentine. Okay. When is Valentine's Day?
Yes, because we're going over Valentine's Day.
Yo, Dwayne Scott. It's when?
February 14th.
Aren't we in January? We're about to be in February. Is that what's going on here?
Yes.
Very good.
We're 2 days away from February. Wednesday's the 1st.
On that, Jedi, could you introduce who's here and maybe who might show up later so that we can do some rankings? Wait, Wookie, what's going on? Or no?
Okay. Yeah, sure. He can spot a 9.8 from across the state. It's Macho Man Marco.
Oh, if you guys missed Tack, check it out. Mm-hmm.
And he always wins digging the dollar bin. It's the visionary, Pete Renovision. He'll be on later. He has viewers beguiled as his rumors run wild. It's the great Dom Tober. I like that one. Beguiled.
Good one.
I like it.
And he doesn't understand why Max Rebo is in such demand. He's not a fan, apparently. It's the Wayseeker.
Wayseeker.
Don't get
Dude,
it.
Wayseeker rune.
Hey, Wayseeker's
Just
becoming,
not. Yeah, go ahead.
Wayseeker's becoming the man you love to hate.
And this guy, I think, will be joining us later, and he's willing to break the bank for a red refractor of Boba in his Bacta tank. It's the guy behind the curtain, JJ Maxwell. We think he'll be here.
Nice.
And it's no mystery why he clears his browser history. Since he almost got caught buying more stuff on Whatnot.
Oh,
You
man.
thought that was going somewhere else. It's me, Jedi Johnson 22. Let's go.
I thought they were going to do the fantasy thing. All right. Yeah, I'm really screwing this up today. Whatever.
Just stop trying.
Yeah. I'm going to give up. So we got a couple cool things. Kind of Jedi mentioned it. We're going to start doing this too as the weeks are playing out for some of the comic releases. Like next week, I think we got one comic book. We're going to start doing like a look back because I know nostalgia is great, but sometimes it's not an 8. Oh, see what I just did right there? Sometimes it's a 2. So we're going to show you that doo-doo. But
Boo-hoo.
yeah, there you go. Boo-hoo. Okay, not as good as Jedi, but we're going to start our first one off this week. We'll take any suggestions on that too. And this one kind of relates because this week, for some reason, everything turned up Indiana Jones. I don't know why that is, but we're also going to, I mean, it's not all clickbait. I think we're going to get a little bit of discussion about like, this was a good week for Star Wars comics, and there's a reason why. We'll go over some of like the sales, just telling you off the hand. We're not going to dive too deep into them, but and kind of what our thought process is on it. And then, yeah, we're going to go over and see, Dom says that his wife is taking over control of the credit card, and now he is on a strict buy or do not buy. But we do have a Valentine's Day special where we're going to be going over the StarWars.com
Oh my God,
suggestions for
anybody believe that?
Valentine's Day, and we're going to see if Dom will actually buy it or not. That's all I'm saying. So let's say hi to Wookiee Fanatic. What's good? Okay, what is Dwayne Scott? My client, at Darth Lopez, has asked me to state the following. I am handsome. I am ruggedly handsome. He will also be submitting a side profile to be used for the intro of... Okay, good job. Good job. Wolverine, what's going on, 92?
We're
Hey,
making a
all.
silhouette.
Finally. Oh, cool. Hey, Wolverine. Thanks for the sub, my man. Hey, don't forget, if you didn't hear earlier, for all the subs, we're doing the little poll when we're going to have the little... For all subs. What is sub price? Is it $1 or $2 now? Because we lost our ass on the other one because we started giving away too much stuff. So now I think we reduced it so it's more reasonable. And we can also just do private kind of stuff. So our first private event is going to be coming up here too. AOA. Yeah, you like the new one, AOA? Thanks for the sub. Ring the bell. We do have a couple new emojis for you guys too. You don't have any hair, Darth Lopez.
He's saying it's better than mine, even if he doesn't have any.
Okay. Well, I guess. I don't know. Let's get into news, if we could. Wayseeker, please.
All right. This was a slow week for Star Wars. I had to pull some teeth to find some stuff for us, but some things are going to make Dom pretty unhappy. Sorry, Dom. Just warning you now. But one person that was in the news quite a bit this week was Ian McGregor. I don't know. He must be trying to get that season 2 happening.
No.
So he did like 4 or 5 interviews this week, and all of it he was really pushing hard for a season 2 of Obi. To where I saw some articles talk about how at this point it feels inevitable because
A little thirsty. Please
because
don't
of
do it.
how much he's pushing it and how much money it made.
Oh.
Well, he's an actor, all right. He wants work. I get that. I wouldn't mind a season 2 as long as it has nothing to do with Darth Vader. I
Yes.
think season 2 would be okay.
Where he's off planet and he's doing something off.
He's
planet.
can't leave planet again. He just can't leave planet. He's got to stay on Tatooine, and he
It
can't
would
do
have
any
to
of
kind
this.
of follow the. It would have to kind of follow the comics, in my opinion. I mean, we say that every time, but seems like it would have to follow the Jabba, the Water Wars, or something like that. I don't know.
See,
But
this is where we differ in I guess just in philosophies. If you fuck something up, I just go. Let's go. Let's move on.
But
Like
at this point, it's inevitable, right?
I don't
Whether
know
we
if it
want it or
is.
not, I don't want a season 2, but it's inevitable.
I don't know because no, I don't think it is. And this is the only saving grace. The only saving grace is they put out too much content too fast, and now they're having to rein it back in. And the other saving grace is how well Endor did. If Endor didn't do that good, we would. It wouldn't even be a question. It wouldn't be in a question. But Endor being a lot cheaper because they don't have. I mean, who they really have in it, right? The production didn't cost half as much, and there was a big basis of rallying their fans around it, even though it had longevity where it had a longer play shelf life than this did. This play shelf life was it was 2 weeks after and then the replay value wasn't so great on it. Where when you saw Endor's numbers, it didn't tail off. It kind of went for a while. So like when you get that, it gives them more content for a longer time. If they can, they fucked the story up so bad. I don't want them to do it too.
I agree.
But,
I still think it's going to happen.
But if the franchise gets in trouble, I guarantee you're right. I think if the franchise gets in trouble, 100%. No doubt. And I know what you're going to say because you want Boba Fett. Like this is why I don't understand you and Boba Fett is because this is a character I love, and when they screwed it up, please just stop playing with Darth Vader. Come on, man.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I was mentioning it before. I was talking to somebody.
What I say? I said anything, right?
About the Vader thing, with the Vader book. The comic should end. They should put Vader on the shelf for a little bit, do like a 6-part series, live action, and that's it. You end Vader. No more Vader. The last story of Vader before.
We don't need another Vader story.
I'm just saying, but a live action Vader to end it. No more comics, no more, just to have that, and then you move on to other things. I think there's still room for another Obi-Wan show. A lot of stories because he wrote in his journals. There's he had a lot of journeys in his journals that he gave to Luke. So I could see him going, off world, not Tatooine, but going close by, having somebody keeping an eye on Luke and taking care of some business. Maybe you have
how would I'll pull this thing up real quick. How would you guys feel about this? I don't know if I would be on board with this one. I don't.
No. Andor. Now, I actually think that you could have the Inquisitors go after him, but different Inquisitors because
the Inquisitors are done with him. Like Vader's done with him. That's the whole point. Like Vader had to move on. Yeah. Like that was Palpatine saying, "You got to move on. I don't care what happens to Obi. You got to move on." The
but there could be a story of a fallen Jedi like that he meets on another planet that he could fight. There's a good story.
Dom's still asking for all those rumors he told us was going to be true and part of this franchise that never happened, or this show that never happened. That's what Dom. That's what you're doing. And my point is just like, leave it. Could you just leave it alone? I mean, and it's something we're going to get into comics later, but like the comic that's saving the Star Wars right now is not fucking Hidden Empire. I'll tell you that much. It ain't. It's not Star Wars the main fucking title. I'll tell you that much. And much to Jedi's dismay, is not the Darth Vader story, right? That ain't what's saving the comics right now. So
it's hyperspace.
In the Handmaiden fan club, I can just tell you.
Well, listen, Wave Seeker.
It's very
I know what you're about to put on the news.
You are saw the next one?
I know what you're about to put on. But you know what? Before you even put it up there, and I'm not going to say anything but this, I can honestly say,
not Endor. What
you were saying Endor. It was very Endorish. Go on, Dom.
No, a certain person said something. It's in a way it is true, but if you weren't a kid at the time when it first happened, I don't think that mystique and magic would be there for anybody else moving forward, even if you are the one in charge of Star Wars now. So go ahead.
I think we're talking about a different story here. I think a different story here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is it.
No, not this one.
Yeah. Also in his rounds, he talked about how one scene.
Hold on. Time out. Don't, JJ. Jesus, this is actually probably the best. Season 2. These two are probably the best. Season 2, we find moving out of the cave and arranging his furniture in a new home. And then we get Double J with Season 2. We find out why the whale died and why the meat never expired.
They make jerky out of it. It's not that hard.
Ring the bell.
All right, you guys got it. And then you make jerky off. It's kind of a good comment too.
Yeah.
All right.
Mace
Well,
went to a Kenobi
The
adventure.
picture gives it away. But Ian McGregor said that his favorite scene, the one that made him cry from all of one, was when he was able to say "May the Force be with you" to Princess Leia, or little Leia. So he just burst out of tears and he couldn't hold himself back, and brought him more joy than he's felt in a long time. So
That's nice.
Honestly, if you want to do a little Leia one part, like little 2-second spin-offs on these, like mini spin-offs, where it's not serious, we're not putting in we're just doing little 10-minute shows, a total of 5 of them. She does some stupid little adventure thing. She smacks some senator around. She steals some drugs or something. I'm down with it.
Let's get stealing drugs.
First time she hits a death stick. I gotcha. All right, let's do
about this. And I forgot to tell you guys. This was a while ago. I forgot to tell you. So that Luke and Leia are brother and sister.
We do. We know that.
What?
We all
What the
know
hell?
that. No, we know that. But do
Spoiler
you
alert.
know that Donnie and Marie spoiled that a long time ago without people realizing it? When they played Luke and Leia, they spoiled it.
That's not true. What are you saying?
I'm saying that they're brother and sister in real life. They're kind of foreshadowing what Star Wars, the brother and sister thing.
Are you saying Donnie kissed his sister?
Dude,
I don't understand what you're talking about.
No, it kind of spoiled.
What kind of shit are you watching on the internet, Dom?
No, watching it. I was thinking about that a long time ago. I was like, you know what?
What?
A long time ago.
What?
What?
I sent you guys the video of them singing. I think that's what he's talking about. When
No,
they
I know the
did
video,
a
but I
Star
was
Wars
thinking about
homage on the old Donnie and Marie show.
No, because they're brother and sister, and they were brother and sister on the show, and it kind of
I get it.
Yeah.
I see the connection, Dom. I see the connection.
That needs to
Yeah,
be.
there
We
you
need a
go.
whiteboard for Dom in the background from now on. Dude, I'm all on medicine, and I can't follow what the fuck you were trying to say. Donnie and Marie was what? They were forcing.
No,
Did the aliens? Was it an alien thing? Like, how did?
So good.
Yeah,
Oh, James, it's good.
Hennessy in it.
All right,
Hennessy.
that's a good one, Dom. I mean, the fuck. I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know. Okay. What the fuck was that?
Let's get on to the other actor wanting work, which I think is what this next one's about.
Yeah, another one. Yeah. Alden wants to come back and play Han Solo again.
Hey,
what do you
hey,
know?
Bruce.
So, he's on board of bringing back Solo. He wants more work, clearly. So,
Hey, listen, you know what? I don't mind them coming back as Han.
I do. I've tried to be nice. I've tried to say it's only me because I can only see Han in one way. But looking at this picture in this face, I'm like, you did what you did. Stop. Because you guys almost fucked it up so bad when he goes, I'm here by myself. My last name's Solo. Okay? The Darth fucking Maul scene.
Well, he didn't say Solo was the Imperial officer. Said so. You're Solo, Han Solo. I know what you mean.
Dom.
I mean,
Does it fucking matter?
Was his name supposed to be Han, no last name, for the rest of Star Wars? Something.
We didn't have to explain it. To be honest,
have to give the backstory.
if you were going to do it that way, you should have just not fucking explained it. You didn't have to do that. Okay? The movie, all in all, wasn't bad. There was a couple missteps. It felt a little rushed. Obviously, I still think it's a good movie.
I like Solo.
Being a good movie doesn't mean you need to have a sequel, because a lot of times the sequel fucking sucks worse than the original movie. So if you have some holes in your original movie, holes, not hoes. Apparently everybody's having a problem with my pronunciation today. Holes, you know what I mean? If you have some holes
But
in your
But it is what it is. I mean, we see every week when in the Hollywood news that there is a real lack of imagination going on in Hollywood right now. So you have to kind of expect this kind of stuff, that they're just going to keep going with what they had success or something.
I agree.
Yeah,
Especially when Avatar's doing what it's doing.
Look,
So,
if you want a Solo spinoff, do a Beckett spinoff before Beckett met up with Solo.
nobody
I wanna
wants to see Beckett spin off.
I want to see Beckett.
Nobody was
Come
like,
on.
I want a Beckett spinoff. Nobody.
Tom, I'm a huge. Jedi Johnson gave my top characters. You know, one of them's Han. He gave me a card from a Wonder Box. Max Rebo. Two things I don't want him fucking with anymore. Han and Max Rebo. Please don't. Like, no.
No,
I don't
we need a Max Rebo series. That's exactly
we actually do.
what
We actually do. But they gotta come to me for advice from.
We've
I don't
been
want to
dancing around it all for
Well,
too
okay,
long.
listen.
We need a Max
The
Rebo.
problem with it is the problem with it is the Rebos when you fuck up a Max Rebo series, like you think we were mad when you mess up other stuff like the Boba Fett series. When you fuck up a Rebo series, we're coming for you. The Rebos are coming for you. We're all coming for you. You can see us coming.
I can see it. There will be a Max Rebo. There'll be a Max Rebo series. The first episode, we'll find out that he really does have arms, and Marco will be like, "Fuck this."
No, they're gonna have him making the band,
done.
the Max Rebo band.
Done with it.
What are you guys? What's going on here? What's the awesome? What AOA? What is AOA doing? And why is everybody thanking him?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the chat.
I've been trying to. Okay, do not mess up with Han. Leave Han alone. Leave Max Rebo alone. Leave Darth Vader alone. Obi alone. You can do whatever the fuck you want with Luke. I don't give a shit. And they already fucked up Boba Fett. So
They've been doing that.
They did.
Don't touch Boss
right.
either. Don't touch Boss.
Right.
Let's just not touch Boss.
I'm happy about. So
Max Rebo buys death sticks. That'd be kind of funny.
Everybody wants Bosk, and you don't want them to touch Bosk. Everybody.
I love Bosk. I don't want him to touch. No, because they'll fuck him up.
here you go, Dom. Amelia Clark says there are no plans for her to come back as Kira.
But
There's no plans from the actress.
there's always a but. There's always a but, Wayseeker. There's a but.
Is she telling the truth? Dom.
She has tears in her eyes too. Come on.
Because last week you're like, no, Lars is still playing Thrawn. He's not telling the truth. Yeah, sorry, Dom. This one was gonna break your heart, but there is no current plans for a more live action Kira. So
They might have missed the window on that already. So
yeah, she's
without
happy.
finding another actress.
She's happy with where she is in
It's
Marvel.
a good one. People find her attractive.
Yes, she is.
That has nothing to do with whether I want to see more Kira on live action. Daisy Ridley says this week, and this is to me, she's doing a lot of press lately, and she is really, to me, like signaling that she's trying to find a way back into the movie.
Oh, she's definitely trying to dig her way back into this.
And whether this is like they're working on something behind the scenes or it's just something that she's doing, I'm not sure, but she is trying to find her way back in the movie. So this week,
This ain't the way to do it, bro. This ain't the way to do it.
Listen, you want to make her
I
relevant?
appreciated something she said though.
You want
What'd
to
you
make
say?
her relevant? You make her the Dark Empress, Darth Grey. You make her the new Empress. That's what you do. You make her dark and friggin' kill Sith. That's what you do.
Damn, Dom, you're staring.
As you were saying, Jedi.
Well, no, I'm just and I did read some of the article, not all of it, but I guess the reporter they were trying to. I got the sense they were trying to pressure her, like J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, which storyline did you like the best? Did this make sense? Blah blah blah. And she kind of danced in the middle. She kind of played politics a little bit, but she did say something I appreciated in that she basically just said, "I'm an actor, and I'm going to do whatever
gets me that check, bro.
Whatever they tell me to do." I appreciate that honesty. Just. And I wish a lot more actors would kind of walk that line. It's like, hey,
I have not. By the way, I have nothing wrong. I have nothing wrong with how.
Opinion.
Yeah, and I agree. I have nothing. By the way, I have nothing wrong with how she played the part. Nothing. I have nothing wrong with what she did. She's a fine actor, whatever you want to say. She did a good enough job. It wasn't her. She didn't write the fucking lines. You know what I mean? And like, to be honest, the first and second movies, I thought her performance, even with how bad the writing was, at least there was potential for her not to be just a shit character. The third one, there's nothing that could fucking save her. By that one, there's just nothing that could fucking save her. Unfortunately. But then, like, I mean, I guess too, she was at a time where like they didn't understand how bots work. And this is also something I guess I will give that cast. Who's the guy that was in the block and
Finn.
I'll give Finn, and I will give Ray, and I'll give Tico. I saw Tico when she came to Celebration that one time, got their standing ovation. And even there behind it, you could understand people were saying, like, I don't think you understand how bots work. And I think all three of these didn't quite understand how bots work back then. I think some of their comments, like, it's the internet, bro. It's not serious. You can't get fucking emotional over this. I mean, hey guys, I mean, seriously, we got this going on. And I mean,
I'm handsome. I'm ruggedly handsome.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's the internet, bro. Anybody can say anything on the fucking internet. So I'll give them all a pass on that. But do I want to see Rey Palpatine or Skywalker or whatever the fuck she's called, that character? The actress, no problem. The character, fuck no. You know what I mean? I don't want to see any more of that. I just don't.
But she's trying to work her way back. And so I don't
well, she might just be trying to work her way back.
It's going to happen or not, but she wants to try to find a way to make it happen.
I think too, some of them are realizing how much money is in going to celebrations and in going to cons and just signings in themselves.
I'd love to get her autograph on some of the pops I have.
She did a CGC signing, like, was it last spring?
That's what I'm saying.
And it was like $150 or $200 a signature.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. I think they're realizing, like, we might have to, like, be a little passive here, how we talk to people, and maybe try to get back into good graces and realize that, you know, do what she did. What Jedi just said. Jedi, what are you laughing at?
I'm reading some of the comments.
Don't read anything that Hartman put out there. Okay.
Yeah.
Hartman might get a timeout. Oh, that's the name.
Is this the one you were talking about, Dom?
No. There was a story.
So George Lucas talked about, or that was not George Lucas, but one of the people that worked on one of the movies talked about how initially George Lucas was going to make General Grievous Darth Maul in disguise. So, you know, George Lucas had crazy ideas, and this just reaffirms to me that he had lots of crazy ideas.
Yeah, like when everybody's like, before
saved him from a terrible decision.
Before, you got to remember, you better not say who did. The whole internet might set on fire. But before, what's his name that does all the, Jesus, I'm really off today. Dave, it was the savior of Star Wars doing dumb shit. George used to be the guy who, George couldn't have put out all this crazy shit. And then when you find the background, like the stuff George Lucas wanted to fucking do is just fucked. It's fucked. And like a lot of stuff that he gets credit for, he didn't do. And it's like, I'm glad there's people there to kind of direct him in the right way. Because I think that is the one thing that does make Star Wars at its best is when it's like a community-based product where they take a little bit from everything and kind of put it together. So, yeah, that would have been stupid.
That would have been bad. We all agree on that one.
Sticks is right, though. Sticks is right. They did give Darth Maul robot legs.
They did. Yeah, so something carried over.
Magic legs.
I agree.
We got some initial guests for Star Wars Celebration Europe. Vivian Lear-Blair, Ashley Eckstein.
Thank you, AOA.
Benito and Deidre Varma. Nobody wants to see it in Indira or whatever from Obi-Wan, but hey, you know, that was an initial guest that they put out there for some reason. But
who?
This is kind of the usual suspects, though, right? I mean,
most of them are. Yeah.
Holy shit! That Esposito got Esposito. What's his name? Esposito. That motherfucker's everywhere. He's fucking everywhere. You too.
He loves it.
All right, give AOA a round of applause. Thank you, AOA. Thank you for all the memberships, AOA. We appreciate it, brother.
He is everywhere. He loves it. He loves to be everywhere.
And he does, and he's good. He's really good. So that's good. And Ashley, she's great. I mean,
she wants to be everywhere too. Yeah.
But she's like the first real like when you think about ambassadors like of Star Wars, she really is there. If you know the celebration and the con situation for Star Wars, like she is the ambassador of Star Wars. Like she made that shit better.
Yeah. I mean, I say it's the usual suspects, but I don't blame any of them. You have to keep yourself relevant. You have to keep yourself relevant in the fans' eyes because a lot of times it's the fans.
I'll tell you this.
A lot of this.
And I'll tell you this. They could be the usual suspects, but go try to buy some of the exclusives at fucking her universe.
Nope.
When Ashley shows up to Celebration. You ain't that the shit. You got a better shot getting a fucking pop than you do getting some shit from her exclusive stuff there.
Yep.
And Gene and Esposito, although he will come out and talk to everybody, you enjoy spending 2 hours in that fucking line. So
yeah. So I will say, here's the one I'm waiting for. Zahn is doing a con in France the week before Celebration and a con in France the week after Celebration.
Also, he's doing a
So, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Timothy Zahn finally going to get another Star Wars writing project? Are we going to get something announced at Celebration? Like
he's got to finish. There's one book left for Thrawn.
Also in
there's
June,
there's a 3-part series left for Thrawn he wanted to do, but yeah.
No, there's one, but isn't there
He
one
did,
left?
He did 6. He did all 6.
Yeah, I mean, there's one part. There's one
Yeah,
he's got to do.
Will we get it?
I just want whatever he
Yeah.
writes for it to be fresh. Whatever he writes, I want it to be fresh. That way, I want it to be from the beginning here. That way, I don't have to go back and read those others because they suck.
You're gonna have to read the other Thrawn stuff if he goes back. But like,
Hey,
it
hold
can't
on,
be a coincidence.
hold on. What'd you say, Jedi? I couldn't hear what you said.
I didn't say anything. I was just like,
So I'm hoping that since he's gonna be there in Europe, that he's gonna be part of Celebration. I will be very disappointed.
I would love. He will. He'll be there because he'll work the Del Rey booth. He still does it. He always shows up at the Del Rey booth. He was at the last Del Rey booth.
You know, he's going to be in South Carolina in June too. So me and my wife have been planning on might go to South Carolina.
South Carolina, raise up. Okay, yeah, but I mean, he's been at the last ones. I don't because what is it? 70 days out, 60 days out for Europe. Yes, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's end of March, so it's like end of April. It's 90 days, right? 90 days.
Whatever it is, I don't have a lot of hope that the next 3 are going to come out. Because the next 3 have to like the last one, the one I'm talking about, those 3 books, the last one has to deal with like the in between time between Ezra and all them, the rebels, and unless they jump all the way forward and then they give away what's going to happen.
No, they won't do that. They won't do that. I just hope we get something.
Oh, you think they won't, but you never know never know with Zahn. Zahn, for those people who don't know, he's a great dude. But he's also a prickly motherfucker. Like, please tell him not to do something and play with him because that didn't work so well for George Lucas. I don't think he gives 2 shits about Disney telling him not to do shit either. So there we go.
Just some gaming news. Ubisoft, we found out this week, hired Battlefront 2's creative director. So Ubisoft is, again, I feel like, really pushing forward on the Star Wars game and purposely brought in someone who has worked on Star Wars games before.
Yeah,
so
one trilogy.
I think that's good news. I don't know who this person. I don't know exactly what else this person.
Ooh, JJ is not gonna like this. JJ hated Battlefront 2.
Battlefront 2 was really good, other than all
the microtransactions. Yeah. The loot box.
The creative director though did not have part with all the loot box stuff. So,
dude, I always thought, being able to be even the intro characters that they did when you got the extra plays with it. And playing the actual multiplayer when you got, I mean, the movie wasn't great, but they used those scenes where you could run the tunnels. Running the tunnels was really good. All the capture the flag type stuff. I guess that's what you call it, is the capture the flag type, whatever mod you say it. The multiplayer was really good. Even the individual Sith versus Jedi 5-on-5, 3-on-3s is good. But yeah, that stupid thing that turned around and then opened up was fucking horrible.
Yeah. We got synopsis this week, which brings me joy. We got for Cataclysm. This one's coming out beginning of April. Will be the next novel that comes out for the High Republic. And so it's going to be the royal heirs. They find out evidence that the Path of the Open Hand is orchestrating the whole conflict between their planets, not plants, which, that would be kind of fun too. And so in response, Gela goes to Dalna, and she turns to Axel to help her. So that's
which, I mean, we're gonna get Axel back, so there you go.
Yeah,
not the worst character to have come back.
No, Axel was great, and I love Gela, so that's exciting. I'm good with that synopsis. We got Charles Soule. If you don't know, Charles Soule does a monthly newsletter. Sign up on his website. He gives a little bit snippets about things to come. Hides things in there, he says, but I don't ever find what he's hiding in there. But He did say that he teases something. I don't know what this means about Star Wars 31. He says, right, issue 31 is coming out 2/15. There's a beat in this that I think I'm going to hear about. I don't know what that means.
He's weird, dude. You ever talk to him? He's weird.
What does that mean? Where's a beat I think I'm going to hear about? Does that mean like there's something in this one? Or is it just like, yeah, there's a song that's going to be in this thing?
Dude, I spent like 45 minutes talking with this dude. And like I was just like, there's more. Please don't do that. Like I know you think that's funny or that might be cool, but like let's just say at one point he thought like having dark laser sunglass type, like a one where your Darth laser helmet would have like lightsabers, almost like a rotating Cyclops type thing going around, and that would be your weapon of choice where you could interact your lightsaber. You could take the thing and put it in there, and that should be something you should introduce into comics.
Yeah, let's just say this: people are going to hype 31 now because of this. Don't listen to it. We don't know what this means, so don't go out there. And
I don't think it's 31. Cryptic. I think he just says shit. Like he just says shit that's just like Yeah.
I think when he says beat, I think that means something in his head that doesn't mean anything to the rest of us. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's from downriver. Mind you, he's from the great state of Michigan, but he is from downriver. So, like, you got to be careful with that.
No, but there was a rumor of a major crossover. There's going to be another big crossover with all the Star Wars titles again that they're talking about down the road. So
I don't know. But who knows? I will say this. He said he started
that happens all the fuck time. So,
yeah, he's done that. I don't know what that means. Yeah. He said he's going to work on 2 big High Republic things later this year, one in the spring, one later this year. My bet is that he's going to get the final novel. He's going to get the opening novel for the High Republic, and he's going to get the final novel for the opening Republic, and that's what he's going to start working on later this year. So it seems like they like to bookend him, like that, and so he'll get the very last phase.
He does good work, man. That's the one. Yeah. He's weird, but he does good work. Like
he does great work.
Yeah,
he's strange, but I don't read too much into.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I actually think he's bullshitting when he says that he's cryptic. I think he thinks it's funny to say that and then just do fucking horseshit. You know what I mean? I don't think he's cryptic.
Somebody who's not cryptic, Kevin Scott,
and very nice too, guy.
Posted this week that he said he had a great day of work where he got to watch his favorite Star Wars movie, which is Return of the Jedi. I don't know why that's his favorite Star Wars movie, but
I like it. I think it's underrated. I think it's very underrated. I think this is one of the most underrated Star Wars movies out there.
But this has got to be Kevin saying he's doing something with another point of view for Return of the Jedi. Like they done.
Oh yeah. He's got to do another point of view.
This has got to be him just saying I'm involved with another. But
but you got to remember, Kevin Scott also is really big into Return of the Jedi and the Caravan. Like a lot of his stuff is focused around Ewoks or characters that are in, like, a lot of his books have to do with stuff that are or stories have to do a lot with stuff that's in Return of the Jedi. For sure.
So I think it's another point of view will be announced.
He's like Irish or English or Scottish, AOA.
He's Scottish, I think.
Scottish, that's who does it. I mean, they eat haggis, for Christ's sakes. Who would eat haggis?
He was also, if you follow his Instagram, it's funny. He's
good. He
was wearing guinea pig socks this week.
And he doesn't take himself too seriously. Like he actually is a goofball.
Charles Soule is like, you don't ever listen to what he's saying. Don't take it too seriously. Like Kevin's funny. So Kevin Scott's very funny. Actually, we talked to him before. He was going to come on the show, but we could just never, because we do it live. He's always like, could you just tape me? And then we were like, we kind of like the live thing better. Yeah.
But
if you're going to Disney, they have lowered their prices on both their lightsaber experience where you build them and also the Droid Depot. So
I bet you someone got fired because of that. They got fired because they couldn't afford. They had to lower the prices and they couldn't afford to keep some people on.
I think this is part of the change that Bob Iger's doing. Bob Iger's trying to make the parks central and more accessible. And he said that right when he came in there, and so I think he's.
Yeah, you're going to see him change a lot of prices. He was on the board saying, we can't change the price. We got to have the stock price up. We can't give dividends. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers watch in 6 months when all of a sudden Disney starts kicking out their dividend again. This is all a setup so that Bob Iger can get himself a fucking raise, bro.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
he knows what he's doing.
He cut off Speed Pass. He's like, come on, dude, we can't. You gotta make profitability. We gotta get rid of Speed. Fuck no, dude. This is like, it's gonna be all right. But this is cool. I mean, it's whatever these clowns want to do, let them do. But lower the price now. Next thing you gotta do is like stop with the like, we only let one person in here and we get these influencers in here all the time. Fuck that dude that literally goes to Disney and they get him in the front of the line. Fuck that guy. Just put his name on a list. Tell him to fuck off. If you know who I'm talking about, get him out of there. He doesn't need to be clogging up the line every single fucking time. And let fans go in there. Let actual fans go in there, because I know Dom would love to get himself one of these droids or a.
I would definitely. I haven't even gone to the park yet. I've been trying to get to the park. Eventually, I will.
I got, so before COVID was big, I guess I could tell this before because nobody cares anymore. But before it was known as COVID, I got it in Disney in that February, and I had my time saved to go get my lightsaber. And
zero.
Yeah, I was. Of course, fucking Florida. Where else do you think that fucking shit started? So I like for 3 days couldn't get fucking out of bed. Like shit, just it's disgusting. But then after all the drugs, the other good part about Florida is when you go there, they'll give you tons of drugs, enough to prop you up. So finally we called Disney and we're like, hey dude, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, cool, man. We know you were get sick or whatever. So they got me all this other stuff, but the one place they couldn't get me back in was this line. So I never actually got to get my droid or my lightsaber. I'm kind of disappointed in that, but I'll go back sometime.
You got kids. You'll make it back.
Yeah. It's just not cheap. I mean, I think it was $15,000.
Right. That's the one place where you have to do it right and you have to go big.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
But they take care of you. Like I said, I mean, I was out and they were just like, yeah, cool. I mean, they gave us all the fast pass back, and then they tried to give us bonus makeup on stuff. Like, we know it, blah, 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 blah. So it was really cool. They sent the doctors around. Dude, Disney knew what was going on too, because like when they send the doctors around, they'd be like, yo, they were hazmated up. It was fucking, Disney knew what the fuck was going on, bro. They knew what the fuck was going on. So, all right, go ahead.
Last one. Last news. If you're a big Wheel of Fortune fan, they are looking for contestants. This will be the May the 4th week. It's a Star Wars themed week. So if you want to make some money, go on Wheel of Fortune. There you go.
Who would be the best Wheel of Fortune contestant out of us? I don't know. I know Dom would be the worst. Dom would be the worst one.
Why? Every question would be answered? Boba Fett.
No, they'd be like, Dom would be like, can I have a B? They're like, there's no B's. Can I buy a vowel? O. There's no O.
Like I said, it's bonus for the
can I
gracious
have a
Boba
B?
Fett.
They're like, there's no B's. How about an A?
Marco can't pronounce anything, so Marco was like coming up there.
Jeopardy. I'm good at Jeopardy. I'm good at Jeopardy. I got Jeopardy. This I don't got. Nah, get me out of here.
All be spelled out Andor.
Dom would be asking if the letter is not in Boba Fett, like he's not going to ask for it. It's like, give me an F. No. Can I buy an E? How about a T?
There's
no T's.
I'm going to say
I have another T. Damn it, there's no T's.
Pete would be the best of us. I would say if we're going to send somebody to the show, we're
I would be extremely bored at this too. This is not a game I would find intriguing. So I'd probably start drinking heavily with Pat Sajak before the show. And I might.
Vanna White?
I might just. Yeah, Vanna White. Is she still on this? I mean, you couldn't pay me to watch this fucking show. I'd probably pass out from being too drunk on the table. So, yeah.
So you're saying we need to have a live watch party every night during.
Dwayne Scott, the winning word is Sarlacc, and Bob wouldn't say it.
Yeah. All right, give him the bell. AOA, thanks again. Jeez, AOA. Really nice of you, man.
Bring the bell.
Well, you know what? Wait a second. The thing I was telling you about, the question that you said that I was going to be disappointed, I thought you were going to talk about what Dave Filoni said.
Oh.
Dave Filoni said he believes fans wrongly buy into the myth of Boba Fett. And he says a whole story about Boba Fett, that fans should be happy. He got substance. He got a story backing him. He never had a story before, and people complain. So he was talking about that.
He's also not. That's not fucking true.
He goes, Boba Fett. He goes, I'll read this real quick. He goes, Boba Fett calls Darth Vader to capture Solo. He doesn't capture Han Solo. He gets on the phone and says, "Come here and get Han Solo." I find him. It's funny when he says, "Stand up to." He stands up to Darth Vader. Does he do that? Think he was hired? Vader tells him no disintegrations. And then he was like,
That's
okay,
depressing. That
I
just
love
shows me
Boba
Filoni
Fett,
doesn't know
but
shit
even
about
when
Star Wars.
I was a kid, the idea he fell into the Sarlacc pit actually never disappointed me because I'm like, that's the story. It's not about him. So Dave Filoni saying that about Boba Fett. So I kind of like, you know what? It's all right.
Oh, Dom's turning. Dom is turning on. Oh, what's up, Astro? Dom's turning. Astro, you just showed up to see Dom turn on Dave Filoni.
Dom went out and Filoni went after Dom's one and only.
Really, AOA?
Filoni is saying that
That's ridiculous.
Boba Fett was called by Vader to come get.
No. Well,
What?
Boba couldn't do it himself, so he had to call Vader. Is that what I got the hint, right?
Well, look, the whole fact is that
He's pretty much saying that Boba Fett was
Uh-huh.
a minor character and Darth Vader's bitch boy, and there's no reason for him to anybody ever like him.
you know what? Listen,
That's what he's saying.
look, I give it this. That the people say I don't understand why kids were so fascinated by him growing up. When you're a young kid and you see a dude in some cool ass armor and he was a bounty hunter, man, that made the whole thing right there. And he rode a ship called Slave One.
Yeah, see, this is I warned you about a year ago about Dave. I said I'm kind of feeling funny with Dave, and now it's showing like, hey, bud, like I get it. Just do your job. Stay in your lane. Like, let's not start. Like, you can't criticize. Look, as much as I make fun of Jedi for the handsmaiden thing, which I don't get and think is stupid, I respect Jedi Johnson for appreciating that handmaiden part and how much he. No, I mean,
You don't
as
respect me for liking Santa Saros, though.
Oh, because that's just a trash gimmick you're doing. But like, yeah, it's a trash gimmick. But like, you know, like as much as everybody makes fun of me for Max Rebo, I know there's a lot of people that like Max. Like, I like it. You can't criticize that portion. You could give each other a hard time, but I find this very Freddie Prinze dick shit, right? Like Freddie Prinze dipshits over there making tons of money off of Star Wars and then going, "Fucking Star Wars fans are a bunch of fucking losers and blah." Fuck you. You aren't who are you? You're some little rich kid who daddy got you a fucking job. Go fuck yourself.
Well,
Like,
you know what?
Who are you to tell us what Star Wars is about? Star Wars, the community tells you what Star Wars is about.
I can
George
honestly
Lucas
say
doesn't
one
tell you
thing.
what Star Wars is about. Dave doesn't tell you what Star Wars is about.
No
You know what I mean?
matter
It's what the
what they
community does.
portray, how they portray him, Boba Fett will always be my favorite character. I don't care. I'm not giving up. I don't give a shit.
I blame it on the hat. I blame it on him just being short, bro. Like, I mean, I hate to do it to Dave, but like, it's not like you're batting 1,000, bro. Resistance, what's up? Resistance, what's up? The L for years. Jedi, even Jedi can't say a good thing about Resistance. Jedi, one good thing about Resistance. It's over.
I've never watched it.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Well, the one good thing
It
about
doesn't look
Resistance
very appealing to me.
It's not
is
good.
when they had the characters when Kylo Ren was in it and Leia had a part in it. That was about it.
Yeah, Astro, I think a lot of people are gassing him up, and which is unfortunate. Like, you just can't get gassed up, right? What? What's the score? Jedi, what's the score?
Well, I don't know if this is completely up to date, but KC just went up 23-20. This says 3 seconds left, but this thing is probably behind. It's it's Google, so who knows? It's probably over by now. I didn't think they were in field goal range, but apparently they were, and they kicked field goal.
The only one was Brady.
Yep, it is 23-20.
That's not true. Plushie Dex. That's not true. Go ask Dave, because Dave will tell you. He will tell you everybody's wrong, that he was involved in that, and it was one of his finest products. So that's not true, unfortunately. No. No. I'm saying that the kid only got a job in acting because of his dad. The game is over. KC won. Thank you, everybody.
Yep.
It's over. You should have known we had a spike in viewership all of a sudden. That's all you had to watch. All right, let's get into comics. I actually want, when Wayseeker gets back, it'll be fun because I want to hear his opinion on these. Wayseeker is back. All right.
I'm back.
Did you had to hide while we were shaming Dave so that you don't get in trouble with your Dave fan club? They're gonna kick you out of the Dave fanboy club.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Eric. So a linebacker hit Mahomes going out of bounds, which gave him 15 yards. Why do people hate KC? I'm okay with either team.
I mean, let's get on. I was hoping
Okay.
Cincy. I
We'll
would
talk
love to
about
see
it at the end. We'll
Cincy
talk about it at the
happen
end of the show.
for
We'll
that.
talk football later. All right, Dr. Aphra, 28. Cool Sprouse cover.
This is just Santa Staros 0.5 right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is just barely an Aphra story at all.
This is not. There is no Aphra story in this
It was
fucker.
good. It was
Well,
a good
just like
At the
story.
very end, she's in
it-
like
a
the
couple
last
books ago.
panel.
It's a good story. Yeah, it's a good story, but it's a Bosch slash. Well, this is. I was kind of talking about this. So they brought what's her Dom. How do you say her first name? Domina Tag.
Domina or whatever.
Domina Tag. Who's
Yeah,
like the
Dominic.
bad? She's like the badass leader of Tag. Every time they bring her in, I enjoy reading her. They write the character excellent. She's fucking cutthroat. The only thing I will say is whoever fucking did the artwork in this book, you did great on everything. Why you gotta make her look fucking like a half-ass? Like, what the fuck is that shit on the bottom left? What is that? Like, she looks creepy. She looks like a half-ass Joker type character. Like, she's supposed to be this beautiful, like, psychopath who's like pretty and a psychopath, not like Joker psychopath. But whatever, she's got this arm blade, which she decides to start fucking killing and just murking motherfuckers, which is dope. Then you get Just Lucky and Sanus and all that fucking shit crew. And boom, bang, boom, boom, boom. You get a lot of that shit going on because they're trying to fly in. Because if you guys recall, her brother or her nephew is like, yeah, go kill her. And we know that it's not true, but Sansa goes, yeah, sure, we'll do that. So who's supposed to be working for her anyways? But other people are. The rest of the Crimson Dawn is trying to kill Tag, and she's just like, yo, bro, boom, boom, killing them, slashing them, tanking them, danking them. What is that? Is that a dank or a bank down there? Is that bank? Nah, it might be a bank.
Where?
No, it's Skink up. They got a lot of good stuff. It's Crawl, Zweet,
Dome.
and Shunk. Yeah, Jvom, Shum. There's a Zoomer, another Zoom, a back and forth. They do have these like split panels where they're both going for the head for the deck. Really cool fight scenes throughout this whole thing.
The bridge, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, the deck, the bridge. What the fuck?
I wonder if they have AI.
I'm a
coming in.
boater, not a fucking flyer. Get the fuck out of here. What's that? What'd you say?
I said, I wonder if they have AI coming up with these like descriptions for sound.
Description words, yeah, for sounds.
Yeah.
Choo choo down there. Zoo. Then once again, they joker her out at the end. She beats up with Sanus, and she's like, "Hey, we're gonna attack each other. We're gonna kill each other." And you can kind of tell something's going on because realistically, Sanus is okay, but Tag would fucking just fillet her like a fish. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the nephew comes in and says, "Ha! It's all a setup, and I've got our other cousin, and we're gonna take this all over."
Seeker? You hear that?
Mm-hmm. What?
Tag would fillet Santos like a fish.
Well, Santa's smart enough to know that. That's the way. They don't want to give it away, but Santa knows
True
that.
Facts. Santa's mediocre at best. Like,
come on, you all.
She's the Darth Lopez of the dark side. Like, just mediocre. Then the cousin comes up and you see like, oh, I'm taking you over. Of course, Tag. She's smart. She got the whole thing set up right. Sansa is really on her side. The cousin's on her side and puts a needle in the back of dipshit's fucking head. This guy. When will this guy learn? First off, that looks like the sailor suit that my dad put me in when I was a little kid for pictures.
Yeah,
don't ever do that, bro. Don't ever do that. I don't care if you're part of the Navy or not. Don't put your little kids in sailor suits.
Hey, careful.
It doesn't. Why? That my dad was in the Navy too.
Don't bring the Navy into this. We don't.
Why do you guys put your kids in sailor suits for picture day? It looks ridiculous. This blue shit. It's all fluffy and shit. I had to wear that. I'm scarred from it. What do you guys say about it, Jedi? You don't want that. You don't want none of this. You don't want none of this sauce right now. All right. Anyways, so he gets knocked out.
I don't want to go into any childhood traumas that you.
And they're gonna set him up with the rest of the families, and they're gonna kill him. Really good book. And then at the last minute,
one thing to say. We always talk about we give Fennec Shan like she's a reason I'm bringing her into this because she has all these moves and she's like killer assassin. She can whoosh and turn and flip and blah. Apparently, every female in the galaxy is capable of fighting like Fennec Shan. It just seems like they all can do it. So
not all. If you look at her background, she was like trained for all this stuff. She even says at the beginning of the book, every week, as a 6-year-old kid, they've been trying to kill me. Like, I'm ready to go. So she's that good. She's that badass. Like, her purse, if you steal it, it says badass motherfucker on it. So you know which one is hers. Like, she's that. Where Sanus is just mediocre at best. I don't hate the Navy, man. AOA got it right. That uniform is goofy. Don't dress your
That
kids
uniform is ripe with tradition. You guys don't know what you're talking about. All right, go ahead. Moving on.
As the two people that had to wear that uniform before, one up there and one as a little baby, I'm going to tell you, as a baby version, it is terrible. All right. Next up, they do show Aphra in the last panel. So there's your Aphra connection. Way to go. Way to call a book Dr. Aphra. And only why we say Aphra's on hiatus and Wayseeker says, no, it's not. Well, the title might not be on hiatus, but Aphra's definitely on hiatus.
It's Dr. Aphra, cross out Aphra, say friends.
Yeah,
it was a good comic. It was
very good comic.
They should have put Santa Staros #1 or 0.5 or 0 in parentheses on this one.
I'll let myself in. Oh, do you need me to let you in? Oh,
we can have a Demina tag.
Yeah, I like if they do a Demina tag book. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. I actually think, to be honest, I kind of introed this earlier to hear people's opinions. So I told them I was going to say this, and now I am. So thank you for pulling me back in, Wayseeker. But with Demina tag, do you? I think if they use her, if they would have used her instead of Kira, and if they actually use her as a new Vader, if you know what I mean, as a Vader type character in Aphra, I think like sending her to go, like it looked like they were going to go that way. But if they actually do it where they do the Vader version where she does, because she's somebody you can fear, right? She is she's a badass motherfucker. Like, and she does have stuff over Aphra. So if you use it in that where she goes back to stealing and being the thief Indiana Jones again, where Aphra's at her best, because honestly, this fucking storyline has jumped the fucking shark. But like, if you do that, I think we can revive Aphra so that it's an every week fucking banger. Did I just say banger?
You did. You are going on whatnot. You've been selling too much comics.
Shit
too
is
much wrestling.
You guys are talking too much.
My bargain comics better.
This is a Dave Filoni too much.
For his next Instagram right there. Marco's
Chad King. Yeah, no, you can get rid of that. Good one. All right. Yes. Yeah. We should put a sailor suit on Pete. He's short enough for it. He looked like a baby in a sailor suit. Yes. What? Oh wait. Speaking of Pete. Hurry up. Let's give him a call real quick. Let's give him. Where is this? Where the hell?
Boy, what up?
What's going on, Pete?
Hey, Pete,
Move this man.
Oh no!
He had us in the wrong room. He didn't have the intro ready.
I didn't have anything ready.
It's been
AOA. Pete, AOA handed out a bunch of memberships today, so we'll tip our cap to AOA today.
Oh,
thank you, AOA.
Thanks, AOA.
Yeah. No, my dad was in the service, and then he would, for some reason, service members back then, he's older than Jedi, so. But they thought it was a good idea to dress their kids up in these stupid ass sailor outfits and shit. Stupid ass shit. Look like a goofball. And they're all fucking 100% polyester and fucking uncomfortable. And you're a baby shit in your pants. All right,
go ahead. This way. I'm not saying.
I haven't been watching. I've been getting other stuff ready for tomorrow. So
I've been watching the game. We know exactly what you're doing.
I didn't mean to boo you. I'm sorry, Ed. I'm sorry, Ed. We'll get you another one, Ed. All right. This is the book we kind of, we've been telling you we're in love with this book. We have been, and this is kind of the week that's been saving it. We talked about the 1 in 25, and that 1 in 25, let's be honest about it. All right. The book's good. The characters, both these characters, I think, would everybody agree that they enjoy these characters in the back and forth? And we'll get into it a little bit, right? We'll Jedi, would even you, who sometimes, if it's not a bunch of handmaidens, is a little bit of a curmudgeon on some characters. No, you're just a little bit of a curmudgeon on some of the characters, is all I'm saying. Would you even agree that
the old guy? Yeah, let's ask the old guy. He's almost as old as my dad, apparently.
My dad's older than the Jedi.
I mean, the blade. Let's be honest. Porter's kind of a little bit of an older curmudgeon. So he's got a nice big beard. He got a nice big beard, like somebody else we know. You know what I mean? He's in the service of a certain thing, just like somebody else. So my question is, would everybody agree that these two characters interact pretty well together? They're written very well together.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I like their yin and yang, I guess you could say. He's kind of crusty, and she's more the, I don't know, even keel, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
So so now I will say that like we were, it's a beautiful book, great characters. And if you look at the price on the 125, there's a shit ton of them out there, and you're seeing it drop back down, right? We got a high around 185-ish, somewhere around there. We both think, me and Wayseeker both think it's probably going to settle around, I think it's going to be around double cover when it finally comes, because it's already starting to trend down. Even if it doesn't, I think Wayseeker's a little less, he's not as high on it as I am. But like, even in this market, if you're getting a 1 in 25, there's a shit ton out there of. To go for ratio. Go ahead.
I want to wait till you get to it, I have a question as to why this book is doing so well. The 1 in 25.
I think this is why I'm trying to explain it. I think one of it is both characters. Like, there is actually a want for both characters. The artwork's pretty good on the 1 in 25.
Why not that? Keep going.
But then part two is like after that. Because people were talking about this book earlier, like we talked about how much we like this book and everything early on. People got a hold of that, and they ordered a shit ton of them, and then they got a whatnot, and then they said, "Hey, look, man, this book's fucking super cool," and then it makes a top 10 list. But that's why I'm saying it's too high.
First appearance.
Right, and I don't want to. I want you to
happen every week.
I want you to go through the story. I want you to go through the story before I really ask the question, because we talk about first.
He's a master.
Is this really a first appearance? Is the question I'm going to have.
No. I don't think. No, I think what'll keep it.
By comparison,
to be honest, to a lot of shit that comes out there, yeah. And for Star Wars fans, there's a lot of Star Wars fans that like this type of artwork. There's not one person. When we were FOCing this book, there was a lot of people complimenting the 1 in 25. We got a really good feedback from Star Wars fans that collect and read Star Wars books and how they like this 125. So yes, I mean, you saw that wave early. Pete, are you saying there's a pump wave on it? Yeah, I'm saying that there's two. I think the one thing that's going to actually save this book so that we don't see a complete take where it goes down to $5 a fucking book, like we do in a lot of other areas, even including some of the High Republic shit. That if you look a year ago where people were pumping it because it's great first appearances, went down to $5 fucking. I'm telling you that people like this series is actually being read. People like the artwork and they like the character interactives, which will hold this series for a little bit. It's actually making Star Wars interesting again. Are all the other bullshit that Pete's talking about, like, yeah, that shit's around it, but that shit's around all books, right?
It is.
And it doesn't make books sit that well. Like this book, I bet you if we look at it in a month, it's going to be at least ratio. I mean, when was the last time a fucking Star Wars book stayed at ratio for a month?
How much did you get the book for? It was 1 in 25.
Not $25, a lot cheaper than that.
I haven't got it yet, so I'm going to wait.
Yeah. I mean,
I tried. I couldn't get one.
Yeah, but when I get the third one out, I'm pretty sure
I
I got
the 125. I'm talking about the 125.
Yeah, the 125.
One put aside for me.
I ordered both the A and the B.
Well, Wayseeker already asked one if I could get him a third one out. I gotta talk to somebody. I can probably get a third one. Okay.
Yeah, I had one put aside for me, and they said that like a bunch of people, about 10 people asked for the book.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's going to cause a little bit of a jump up on it, but are we talking about this first appearance?
No.
Because the one at the very end is what I think Jedi's
the one at the end of the book.
Yeah.
Oh,
the one that Charles Soule hyped himself.
Yeah.
I mean, Charles Soule hype characters don't get a lot of fucking.
Yeah.
All right. So they've created they're using the fucking robots are hilarious in the background, but they're on a planet. They got called in to help solve a problem out in wild space where they've got the ultimate energy source. But for some reason they have the ultimate energy source and they need dragon birds to fly the supply cases in. I didn't understand that because if you have the ultimate energy source,
I didn't get that either. The way that,
I didn't get that, but whatever. Okay, if that's the
I
premise.
I wanted the gold robot to be a little more into the story, just so I can get. I'm an old man. I like. That's my wife. I'm an old man. I like getting angry about things.
If you look at the gold robot, does it remind you of the robot from Spaceballs?
It does look a little bit like that. I thought it was hilarious. Why do wait, Jedi? I want to get in here. Why do you like the old robot? Because you want what again? What did you wait?
Well, like my wife reminds me all the time. The older I get, the more she thinks I enjoy getting angry about things. So if they were going to make this gold robot more C-3PO like, that would kind of piss me off. So I kind of wanted that so that I could get that rush of anger, because apparently I feed off that. Apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does look like when I said it. Yeah, it's gold. Yeah, it does look a lot. They look a lot like the Spaceball droids. It was pretty funny. But they start shooting them. The lines are really good in this. Like, it makes sense. Porter and them are like, dude, are you really got weapons on here? She's like, no, I wouldn't do that. And you kind of think she's a little shady, but she kind of is and kind of isn't. Then they pull the like, oh, they're shooting at us too late. Once you shoot on a Jedi, they land it. They're like, if you shoot on a Jedi, you don't shoot on a second time. Just as that happens, he does the side flick and like protects her, which is really cool. I mean,
she knows they're shooting at her good too. She's like, yeah,
it's funny. It's a funny back and forth with this.
It is.
So you get the zip, the zap, zap. They're like shit Jedis. They got to be able to die even though they're getting their butts whipped. He does the spinny, the zippy, the zing, and the tang, and then it's like, fuck this, I'm done with this. He does. I mean, that's what they do.
I don't know. He does. Remember the cover of one? It was one of the exclusive covers of one of the High Republic novels.
It was the first one. Yeah, or the last one.
Like spinning the lightsabers.
That's right.
Yeah, it was the last Soul book that he did for the first
he does
first
that
phase.
in here too. I don't know if he showed it, but he does that.
Yeah, he does it. Go ahead.
I like how protective he is in that scene too. So like he's like having fun, taking a no big deal, but Brash gets hit and he's like, that's enough. I'm taking everybody out. Like I'm protecting Brash, and that just like set him off. So you see like how much I don't know, anything that would
you don't have to leave it up there that long.
So when something does happen to her later,
when
something else does happen to her later, this is why it's going to affect him so greatly.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Sorry, I was listening to you intently. I just was waiting to ring the bell.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And then you see Forge show up for some reason.
Yeah, Forge. I knew it was Forge. I was about to say that. Forge.
Like, okay, cool. So he gets in there and they have a different story. They're like, listen, they stole our princess. That's why we've got this encampment. And he's like, yeah, but you were shooting at Jedi. Why would you shoot at Jedi with supplies? Nothing you're saying makes sense. He's like, no, cool. Go ahead. Take your supplies inside.
The very first time it the little the leader there, the commander guy, the very first time it drew him, then I saw it, I immediately thought of Ben Stiller and Tropic Thunder. That's what it looks like to me. Anyway.
Also, Ben Stiller in Dodgeball.
Anyway, so next up, then he makes a phone call. The robot pops a phone out like it's that. Remember that little robot back in the 80s that had the service tray and everything, and it was white, and it was supposed to be able to bring you. They had the food, and then they had a phone on it, but the phone was with the kid. Dom gets it. Yeah. Wasn't it? No, they had the one in. Wasn't it? What's the when he fought the Russian? Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 4. Okay. Either way,
we'll lose.
Were there wires connected to that walkie-talkie that he spit out, or no? I can't tell. That would have been cool.
I don't know. That would have been cool. Yeah.
If there was a wire going back into the robot's mouth and he just got to spit out this walkie-talkie.
And then we get bootleg Prince Adam, and he's like, "No, dude, we didn't steal any woman. We didn't steal a princess. That's my wife, bro. We be hooking up. What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Wait, what?" And it's like, and then all of a sudden, this is the Hullabaloo. Is this character right here?
Yes, this is the Hullabaloo. This is the one that Charles Soule says is going to play a role in Phase 3,
and it looks like Baron Aphra.
And this is the new big bad. That's what Charles Soule says.
And if this appearance is what's all the hullabaloo, whatever about this, the price about this, I'm going back to what I remember Marco saying the standards are for first appearance. This does not meet the standards for a first appearance. This is a cameo, right?
No, first. Part of the story. It is no. This is why. No, time out. This is why. You ready? Interaction introduced to the story two pages ahead. Has full rotation around it. We know the character is coming. Discussing the character. Pushing through. Okay. If you go back, and this is what I think we need to do, go back and watch the tax show when we start talking about first appearance, second appearance, and third appearances. If we go back to that standard, it'd make everything a lot easier and a lot better. When all the new people came in to call things first cameo appearance, that's where stuff gets messed up. Okay, it just does. She takes
I
up
just don't-
She takes up 3/4 of a page. We study her whole body.
Right.
We know what her
Okay.
crew's name is.
If we had not had that length, if you and Wayseeker, and I think I was on the show that day, had not had that lengthy conversation of why Star Wars #4 was not Santa Staros' first appearance, I would agree with you 100%. This is a first appearance. But based on that conversation you had with Wayseeker, I'm thinking, okay, this is not a first appearance.
Yeah, Marco's just
Because
wrong on that one.
If this is a first
just
appearance,
can't
then
admit
Santa
it. He's just
Staros is a
wrong.
first appearance.
This is a
No.
first appearance, and Star Wars 4 is a first appearance, but whatever.
No, Wayseeker's still mad because he can't sell that and can't pitch anybody that it's a
I
first
agree
I
appearance.
don't care about selling
He's
it.
selling it
I
too,
have
I
one
agree
for my
with it.
PC. It doesn't need to be stolen.
Either way, if this book, the 1 in 25 Jedi, the 1 in 25, if you look at the pre-sales for 1 in 25, it was already there was already a bunch of copies sold before it took off on first day.
Yeah, because Charles so hyped it. Charles so hyped it for a good 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, either way, I mean, it's
But-
I wouldn't
no,
buy off Charles Soule hype.
Let's
It's still a
let's
good
see how
book.
good Marco can pronounce things. What species is that alien?
Oh, get the fuck out of here! I can't even remember. What is it?
Marillion?
Okay.
Sounds like a color.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
it's cool. It's cool.
That's for Nestor species, right?
It's cool, but here's the thing. Here's the thing where we have what's her name? D, right? She's still around. So we know she can go into phase 3. This character is done after phase 1.
No, Charles so said it will be around in phase 3.
It'll be around phase 3. How?
I don't know how.
So she skips a whole phase and then shows up in phase 3. You believe in Charles Soule that much?
I don't know, but this is just saying what Charles Soule said. So I have
Well, if you
no
take
idea
that
how.
as
It doesn't
word,
make sense to me.
I guess you have
It
to
also
take
doesn't
it.
make sense to me how Porter Engel is 100 years off in age. So like the whole timeline thing that Soule's doing with like age, I told about that last time. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but you could. It could be like the Darth Croc thing where he does a flashback. Like, is this what?
Who knows?
There's only 2 characters. There's 2 characters that in the High Republic I think have a heavy presence, and it's obviously Ro, and we've seen that they have pushed it through all the phases that the Ro family has something to do with it. And although we're going to have the 2 characters where we get the Graffs and the Santekas, the other main character is the Lost Jedi. I mean, those are 2 characters that are going to be strong throughout this. We've seen them. I mean, where's Gardner Jedi that Wayseeker told me was going to be so intriguing in phase 1? What was that?
I think you got to
Wait,
put
the Gardner?
I think you have to put Sato on that list too, Marco. But
The Gardner. What was it? What was the
The
who
other
were
one.
those
The
2
other
fucking
one was
Jedi?
the Baker.
What was it? It was the Gardner, the Baker. The Baker and the fucking Gardner, where I'm like, this is dipshit stuff, and Wayseeker's like, they're important. Soul says so, and I'm like, the fucking cares what he says. They're not fucking.
you guys
Phase 1's coming, and they still haven't shown up yet. They will show up. I bet you in an annual they'll show up, and then Wayseeker's will be like, Marco's wrong. Science of 4, and I'm like, okay, well they showed. Like, how important are? I mean, like you have to have longevity in some of these characters, and the characters that stick and resonate over time. We're going to have is the Ro family at some point, is playing big pictures that they're going to keep expanding on, and we're going to do that. It does look like that.
It is. Barris is Marillion and Illuminar is Marillion. They're very big.
They're all Morellians.
The Force goes really deep through it,
Looks like
so
her.
we can kind of, because of the species, wonder. We don't know. We wonder if this is a Force user.
No, Chad, I'm sorry. This book, like, if you know what's going on in the market, it like all the pump and dumpers, like all the like usual stuff, the top 10 lists, the apps, they're having a very hard time selling their horse shit anymore. They really are. Their shit's not moving. Ask Wayseeker. It's not moving. He's in it every day. Ask anybody that's in it every day. It's very hard to move. This book is actually hitting a bunch of stuff and as Pete said, as Pete was bringing up, sure. Does it have something to do, as Wayseeker said, with Charles Soule mentioning something? Sure. But they mention shit all the time and it doesn't keep it steady. There's something else between that where you get the 1 in 25 that holds on. Like if you go back and look at there's very few books in the High Republic that will hold shit on. This is one that's like, I think when you've had such poor week after next week's going to be shit too. Next week's going to be a shit week for Star Wars. But this week and these books, especially this one, is holding together the Star Wars market. Everything else would drop off. because there's not a lot moving. I mean, like in Star Wars, when's the last book that's lasted a week and sold at ratio?
The other one that's lasting is the Crimson Reign second print 1/25, like the Darth Maul black.
Yeah,
and
the
white.
Darth Maul one, where because they decide to fuck up the regular Darth Maul, but that hasn't gone a month. Let's see what
the
happens.
hidden Empire
Yeah,
one.
Hidden
Yeah,
Empire.
I didn't find that one. I didn't get that,
That
one.
one's still selling for like 75 for a 25 as well. But
Yeah,
that one's a lot rarer. Like this one, there's a ton of copies.
this one's there's a shit ton of copies. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what it has against it. There's a shit ton of copies, and people aren't even like saying there's not a shit ton of copies. They're showing you on IG and every place else there's a shit ton of fucking copies. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So Chad, that's kind of what I'm saying.
High Republic number 14 is still selling way above ratio, and I don't know why.
No, not saving the franchise, Chad. I don't think anybody said it's saving the franchise. Yeah, no, it is not. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of books out there. My Market Comic got it. Yeah, how's Hyperspace doing? Is that helping out the franchise? Is that saving the market?
Boba Fett shows up.
Is that saving the Star Wars market? Is that saving the Star Wars market? Is Darth Vader right now saving the Star Wars? No, they're dollar books. Last Darth Vader book is already a dollar book. Last variant for Darth Vader is already a dollar. Everything is fucking garbage. But this book, for some reason, if you look at number one, still does okay.
That would be an interesting thing. What is the last?
Yeah, it is the title of the show.
What is
it doesn't
the last
say franchise
Darth Vader book that isn't a dollar
it does.
book?
Why did you put franchise, Pete? It's
That's
supposed
what
to
you
say market.
said.
I fucked it up. My bad.
What is the last Darth
changing
Vader
that.
book
We're
that isn't
changing
a
it.
dollar book? And I bet you the answer is
What?
The last Darth Vader book that isn't a dollar book is probably Darth Vader 2.
Yeah, agreed.
Because people like the cover. Because it has the Padme Sabe cover, whatever.
Is that? Did you really put that in the fucking?
But that's
title,
how
Pete?
bad Vader
Yeah, that's what you
books
said.
have been.
Yeah, they've been really bad. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to say, like of the Star Wars like comic market, like this the stuff they put out this week. Thank you. It's changed now, Chad. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Fixed it. All right. But this is the book that's kind of helping it out. Blade has then, but we've known there was hype coming in for Blade already. We were already excited about it. And actually, High Republic as a whole is probably saving the franchise.
Yes.
Because you've had shitty ass. I mean, everything that's outside of High Republic, everything that's outside of though. Well, you can't. You can still say it in the thumbnail because it's true. High Republic is saving the franchise.
Mm.
What's better than High Republic and Star Wars?
I
don't care. Because you listen too much to Chad. He's not even a member.
I was listening to you. You just said we need to change that.
All right. Either way, but it has. I mean, name one thing that. I mean, you guys really love that last series. Do you love Boba Fett? Do you love? I mean, like, Wayseeker's about to go shit all over Bad Batch in like 10 minutes. He's gonna shit all over it, dude.
We got to do Valentine's Day. You got to make some love come before.
We're gonna do
Bad
Valentine's
Batch.
Day.
We got to do that.
Yeah,
Don't listen to Chad anymore.
Jesus.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I did. I
nice
did the
comment too,
backstory.
I can't say
I actually
something
like this. Hey, I actually like this playing too. This right here was pretty good. The play of the two of them, back and forth, giving a little bit of backstory, but not too much.
Nobody buys that, right? Nobody buys that they saw past like her scheme. Her scheme was like, we're just going to be really bad Jedi and then put us back together. I don't believe any in the council said they're better together. They're like, we see what you're trying to do, but
I don't. Do you think so?
Are better together, and so we're going to put you together, but not because you're pretending to be bad.
Well, do you think that they figure out? I think that's how they're going to explain the brother sister relationship instead of the. I think they kind of hint that they thought there might be a romantic relationship adjusting to this, like a Luke and Leia situation, where I think they're going to then use this as a MacGuffin to get them into the brother sister.
I think if the movies, episodes 1, 2, and 3 of the movies taught us anything,
good night, Chad.
The council makes terrible decisions and is stupid, and Jedis are better on their own. That's kind of.
By the way, this is from our chat. This is you in quotes.
Nice.
No, it was.
It's not wrong though. It's not wrong. I'm not wrong. All right, Yoda is up next. Also a great comic this week.
Still not reading it.
Why aren't you reading it?
Why not, Jedi?
It's
I don't
good.
know. I'm too far behind the curve right now. I'd have to.
Was it? Well, let's go back to him being old. I think the comment that best suits what Jedi's really trying to say was back here a little bit. Hold on, let me get to it. It is issue 3.
It's only 3. You
What
can catch up.
comment are you talking about?
The one where it says Jedi's old and he wants to hate Star Wars. Because this book is very enjoyable.
Yeah, maybe.
You haven't read this one yet? It's good. Make sure you read it. Yeah, and Chad, have fun kicking yourself in the nuts. What the hell? Jesus. They do a little flashback or flash forward. Now all the kids are there and they're like fighting each other and they're acting like their uncle, which I thought was kind of weird. But we'll get to that later. And then their uncle shows up. It's like, stop fighting. You got to stop acting like you're fighting the pirates. They're not bad people. And then they go do a flashback of where everybody has them on the show, and they're like, Bree, because that's the uncle's name, Uncle Bree. And then he was the one that killed the pirates or whatever. And then Yoda takes off. He's like, Yoda, but Yoda. And then Yoda takes off anyway. He's like, piss off. You shouldn't have been killing
Looks like a
people.
Dragon Ball Z character.
Right?
So all of a sudden he's talking, and the kid's like, hey, man, you used to be a gangster, and now you're a bitch. And he's like, I'll show you. And he slams a hammer through the table, and the kid runs away. And then his sister's like, dude, Bree, come on, jackass. He's like, oh, shit. Wait, what's that? And all of a sudden he hears the do. And it's the little recorder thing that Yoda's been fucking around with for like 10 years. And he's playing that fucking thing. And he's like, oh, shit, Yoda. What's up, man? Oh, I beg you, please don't leave us again. I'm so sorry for killing that dude. And Yoda's like, nah, I was just trying to figure some stuff out. And it's kind of my fault, but I kind of set the whole thing up. I didn't really ever need to be like rescued. I was just going to see if you were going to kill somebody, and you did. So, but I'm back now. What's up? And all of a sudden you hear, they're doing the sound. Oh, the pirates are someplace. And he's like, dude, I hear you. I should have never done that to the pirates. I'm going to go tell everybody to chill out. We're not going to have war with the pirates. But his little nephew's like, fuck that. I'm ready to roll. And the kids up top are like, where's your uncle? We need him to beat up all the pirates. What?
So the pirates didn't actually set off this alarm, right?
No, it was the kid.
Where did they get this alarm?
It's the alarm they had from the previous 2 books for the pirates.
So it's like their
Yeah.
bomb warning in World War II.
Yeah. So then he talks his 2 friends into going to an expedition. They go out there to the pirates' little deck, and then this little badass pirate girl comes up and just starts trying to fuck this dude up. No.
Blue Beetle.
What? I don't know what he's talking about.
Uh,
Anyways,
In Ant-Man, this character, his best friend, when he's telling the story.
so he starts.
When he's
This little girl.
recapping,
Yeah, this little girl starts trying to wreck him or whatever, and the guy's like, "Oh wait, your mom is like the head of the pirates now. I'm taking you with me." And then the mom shows up and she's like, "Look, we got no food. We're starving. Sorry." And they're like, "Oh, that ain't the worst of it. The fucking islanders captured your fucking kid." And she's like, "Oh, hell!" All of a sudden, you hear rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. And Uncle's like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, we captured this little girl. And he's like, oh, you idiot. And he's like, I'm not an idiot. And they run out there and the pirates are there. And then the big dude that had Bree on his shoulders like, oh, here comes the pirates. We're going to have a war. And Yoda's like, yeah, hey, long time no see, fatty. But I don't think that's the right move. Yeah, I'm back. I always said I was going to protect you. And then Bree goes, nah, don't worry about Yoda. I got this one covered. We're not going to start a war. And then all of a sudden, the mom jumps in the water somehow with like a chainsaw that doesn't work and goes sploosh. And she starts coming for her daughter. And Bree's like, yo, just have the kid back, man. Nobody cares. Oh, y'all are starving? And Yoda's like, oh, see, I told you they're in bad shape. And then Yoda gets to like Big Dog, what's his name, this other Jedi Master, and say, yeah, you should instead of sitting around in the council, you should actually help people out. And then Bree, who I thought might like dudes, actually turns out like it looks like he's hooking up with the pirate chick. So what do you know? There you go. End of story. Anybody want to add on? Wayseeker?
I mean, it was
good arc.
Yeah.
Apart from the one that was taking a dump a couple pages back, there's that one picture, but
It was a good conclusion. They probably could have told this story in 2 and not done.
Yeah,
3,
they could have.
I enjoyed it, and I thought Kevin did a great job with this, and I hope whoever takes over next, because Kevin's done with his Yoda run, does a good job as well. But
would you say this is what Kevin doesn't? Would you say Kevin a lot of time is known for doing those like weird horror funny books? You know what I mean?
Well, he likes horror.
But when he writes it straight, right? But when he writes it straight, I think his writing is way better. Unfortunately, like when he writes like his novels, and like he has to do straight up. And when he does stuff like this story arc was really good. Even when Yoda's talking shit to council members, like flat out, but in a way, like if you like kind of like Kevin Scott, like he put a little bit of his personality into Yoda, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
And really appreciate this book. It was such a good read and such an easy read. Very disappointing that our man Jedi's not reading it. But
I think you'll like this one, Jedi. It's fun. It's not too serious.
No,
the art's good. I feel like for the Star Wars comics, I really thought that was good.
Too serious? I thought it was pretty serious. I mean, I thought it had some serious notes to like.
I don't think it was too serious.
Okay.
Yeah, personally, and I feel like that's how Kevin does it best is when he's not trying to be overly serious. I don't know. I disagree with you there. Like I think when he's trying to be something that he's not, that's when things tend to go awry. At least in comics.
Yeah. I don't know. That last Return to Vader's Castle wasn't good. All right. Next week we got. Oh, good Lord. We won't be reviewing this book because.
Yes, we will. And they're going to Enroa. So it's High Republic ties, I think, all over the place from looking at the preview. I don't know. Marco probably didn't even look at the preview, so he has no idea.
There's going to be hey, heads up. There's going to be first appearances in here.
I like the last.
Who cares about any of this?
I know exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to move this book.
But there's going to be a good story. I really believe it.
I'm with Dom. I think I like the last one too.
Yeah.
Out of the bunch, they're all not bad, but the last one I think is the best.
The last one's
color.
Cool.
I like the first and last one. Both of them.
Come on, hot ass.
Good night, Lopez. We don't know what you're
guns.
about.
Can't go wrong with that.
2 guns? Yeah, 2 guns.
That's a hot ass chick with 2 guns. Can't go wrong with that.
What the hell is on?
Well, damn, Dom, just wait till you see her riding a
JJ.
Rancor.
JJ, what's your
so bitter about that? There's an awesome Bartel cover. He's like, I don't care. There's one with her riding a Rancor.
Yeah.
Everybody rides a Rancor now. It's like, oh god.
And you get a Rancor.
As Wayseek pointed out, they've been doing it since Dark Horse. Everybody rides one. JJ, what's good?
I didn't read Dark Horse.
What's your picture, JJ? I can't see it. What's going on here? Here, let me try blowing.
It's a goofy picture of the Bad Batch with WTF in the back, which is how I felt about this week's episode.
Oh, we got 2 haters. Dom, I'll kind of join your side on this one. All right, FOC. Fuck this. Whatever. Star Wars. Yeah.
That is a
Chewie's running
looking
from those
Chewie.
droids.
And we didn't get
Spellcaster back though.
We're like one book away from getting Slave Leia at this point. Wait, she's there in the background. Don't you see her? Up on top. Right there.
Sure, that's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Well, no, Boba Fett's
Boba
right
Fett.
there behind him.
Yeah. And we're back to Peach Momoko cover.
Yeah. Oh, JJ, you're gonna hate this because she's doing a whole run of covers. So all the
11 of them, I think.
all the women of fucking Star Wars is gonna be.
It's that Marvel contract they signed her to like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that Jar Jar Binks? Who's
I
picking
like
that
that
one up?
I want it.
No.
Dom.
Why, Wayseeker? Why did you do that?
Because I wanted Dom to answer.
Hey, I want it because it's an action figure variant.
Was there always the warning? Like on the action figure covers, I noticed that like with the last cover too. Was there always the warning box thing? See, where it's there's the box for the warning.
Yeah.
Was that always there?
Yeah. If you go back to them, it's like all the original Kenner packagings.
What, the one in the top left corner? Is that what you're talking about?
No, the bottom right.
No, bottom right.
I can't see.
You know where there's like the warning for like may have small
It's just
parts.
a blank box on there.
Yeah, I can't see anything because the plot thing comes up for me to switch slides. So,
yeah.
I will say this about where was it? I bet Marco likes it. Well, I might, John. I might actually like it. I mean, at least I give it an open mind, not like Wayseeker where you get something that's crawled and it's all got to suck. So,
you're not giving Stand the Stars an open mind. There's no way that you're going to come into that with an open mind. You're not going to.
Yeah.
Of course I will.
There's several things I've seen you not give an open mind of.
Of course, no. I disagree with you. That doesn't mean I
trend.
don't give it an open mind. If I don't like it, I don't like it.
If you don't like it before you saw it.
Yeah.
No, I don't like the character, but if they make her better, I'll give her props for that. Han Solo and Chewbacca, fucking, this isn't over yet. God, yes.
Which
They're
issue
gonna
is this?
bury the droid. That's what's
Which
going to
is
happen
this?
here.
Issue
Spoiler.
what?
Oh yeah, I didn't do the.
This
preview.
would have to be 10 for Chew.
Last issue, I guess.
Final one.
It's the last
I'm
issue.
sorry to put the numbers. Another piece from Mocha cover. So yay. Oh, fucking Hidden Empire! Holy shit! This thing's not over yet.
Is that two Vaders on the same cover?
No, I actually
No, Palps and Vader.
I like
No,
the
but
Palps
look,
third.
there's two lightsabers.
I like the
There's a
third
Vader
cover.
behind Vader.
No,
Palps.
that's Palps has got a red lightsaber in that one.
Oh,
What do you like?
I like the
Dom.
third cover of the Hidden Empire.
They really fucking wasted those characters. But
Now,
I
Maybe
didn't.
bring it
I don't
back.
mind Hidden Empire. I'm looking forward to the rest of Hidden Empire. I
hey,
want to
Deck
see
6 is back.
if anything comes out of the machine and how that
But
goes.
yeah, I know. But Wayseeker, it's been 3 months and they still haven't moved that fucking story an inch forward, dude. It's like that's tough, man. That's just tough.
What's it
Kinda
on?
like Bad
It's on-
Batch.
It's
Huh?
on 3 next, right?
JJ,
What did Jay say?
kind of like Bad Batch.
Nothing- It's a kid show that's supposed to be entertaining, you assholes. Hey, maybe Freddie Prinze was right. I don't know. And then there's the last Hidden Empire one. We also got FOC for Blade. So I assume that we'll now have this. The 125 for this one will be called first complete
full
full. Is this what we're gonna do? First complete full appearance.
First full appearance, yeah.
I like
Feast
the
for-
first
yeah.
cover.
Because we still don't even know her name, right? Or do we?
Admiral Vice.
Admiral
Admiral Vice.
You know that because that's what Soul said, but we
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't
that.
think I don't think it's named so far. No,
yeah, in the comic.
but we know it. Yes.
So,
But then that goes back to that Santa Staros comment. She wasn't named. We know who she is.
Yeah. No,
we
I
know
brought that
who
up.
she is.
brought
I
that
agree
up.
with you, Jedi. It makes Marco's reasoning makes no sense.
That's just because Wayseeker wants to sell it for and nobody.
No, it's
All right.
because Forza the Brand would.
Dom! We got Mando still coming at us. And what's on the first? What do you see here, Dom? Give it to us.
That's watching the cover of number 1 and the first Din Djarin as a child.
First in Jarred as a child. Let's sell that one. Okay, there
Yeah.
you go.
What does that even mean?
I don't
How
know.
is this- how
I
is
don't
that
fucking
burning the-
know.
How is that not burning the shit out of that child's foot? Go back. His foot would be like a toast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, valid point.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, have we seen both of his feet?
Get
yet?
out of here, Jedi, and your
Outside the
practicality.
armor? Have we seen both of his feet outside the armor?
I
He
think
might not.
so.
He might only have one foot. We don't know.
Actually, that cover's
You don't
pretty
know.
cool. I like it.
Feet.
Oh, fucking you guys are just a headache I'm waiting to have. All right. Next up, I actually kind of dig the Grogu cover. But
The Dotson cover's cool. I like the Dotson cover.
Yeah, I like Dotson. I like Dotson. So it's cool. The child.
my man Grief looks like he's about to get
You
into
guys
some
like
pie.
to raise the roof, Grogu? He's like,
Yeah, I do. I like the raise. I like the raise Roof Grogu. Dotson did good. I'm not going to buy it because
Nope.
it's a ratio and I don't care, but it's a good cover.
All right, so we're doing oh shoot, I didn't put any of these together, did I? Fuck. So we're doing a look back, and I did a terrible job at it, but we're going to 19 since there's a bunch of stuff that came out about like well, when we get into Bad Batch, we'll talk about this. So I could either hold this off till after Bad Batch because there's a lot.
Just do it. Just do it now.
Well, let me see if I even put it
well,
together.
figure it out because I can't
I
stay
didn't.
the whole time. And if you want to do rankings, we got to
We'll
do
do
it.
rankings next.
All right.
We'll do rankings next.
I always like these little intro things. Whenever I read details, I always think it's good when they get the writers. I wish they'd bring that back, so I want to show that real quickly. We're gonna go to the last story where it's got yeah. I didn't do it.
I said I could keep it.
So Han and Chewie are flying. They're gonna get shot down. They end up going into a forest and crashing. Oh yeah, I never fixed this one. Didn't get to it.
Well, they jumped
Native
through hyperspace without the use of their nav computer.
computer. Yeah, and then Native Americans started attacking them.
What?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're
Like
right.
pray?
This is why Tails tried to, take a new direction coming up after
Yeah.
this one. Because
Yeah, when everybody's always like, "Oh, that Dark Horse shit was so great." Okay. Native Americans attacked Han and Chewie, and eventually they ended up killing Han with arrows.
Yeah, they're pretty good shots. They're not stormtroopers. They hit him.
And then Indiana Jones shows up.
Years later, 167 years later. Yeah.
Indiana Jones shows up, and him and what's his name? What's the kid's name?
Short round?
Short Round.
Short
Short Round's grown up too.
Oscar winner?
Yeah, and
Potential Oscar winner? I don't know.
and they find Han's body with arrows in it, and Indiana Jones just says, "Leave it alone and leave the animals alone." And Chewie's still alive, 150.
Well, because they're out there looking for Bigfoot because Chewie is apparently Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Chewie's Bigfoot.
Chewie is Bigfoot. Yep.
Yeah.
And you just need some like yubs in here to like figure out what's going on. I don't.
somehow fighting Native Americans. So
I still
yes,
miss
this is the
original
best
Ewok
book
show.
ever. Although there's some very funny and humorous stuff in there, I think we're gonna keep doing more.
Somehow you understood what happened, right?
What?
That's Earth.
Yeah,
Crash landed on Earth.
They landed in Oregon.
got it. I'm quite aware of what the fucking story's trying to say.
You are, but
You left
didn't
that out of
say
your
it.
plot
You
synopsis
didn't
there.
say that.
Yeah.
I know you know it, but you didn't tell
It's
the
true.
viewers
They have a
that.
point. You didn't explicitly say it. We didn't get that aha moment like Planet of the
I thought
Apes.
that was gonna be like your big reveal at the end, but you just skipped over it.
Well, when we're saying Bigfoot, Native Americans, Native Americans, I think was the fucking giveaway that they were fucking Native Americans, so they were on fucking Earth. I didn't know I didn't know I had to fucking give a history
According to
fucking.
Indiana Jones, according to Indiana Jones 4, Native Americans and aliens are completely intertwined, don't you?
Oh Jesus fuck!
Or those
All right.
Peru, I guess. But
So,
whatever.
anyways, please forward us more great parts of Dark Horse books. We're gonna eventually.
Take a quick.
Please do.
So, if you watch the show for any amount of time, you know that I've never read any of these older Dark Horse Star Wars comics. This is the first one I've ever went back and read. I read it online.
Great
And
choice.
I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. The art was terrible. I don't know how you make fun of present day art when this is what we're.
No, Jedi for the years I have been
awful.
right. I mean, there's been years where I've been appraising and also, giving it for what it is. There's some really whack ass shit in some of these books. Just
But
wait.
To be fair
Thank
about
God
that,
it's only
though,
10 pages.
Tales was an anthology, so they had different artist and writer team on every story almost.
Yeah.
So
True.
Yeah.
it being bad in an ongoing comic to me is much worse than it being bad in a comic like this.
All right, cool.
As far as
Speaking
the
of
art
that,
But it
good.
wasn't
That's
the first one.
hey, that is a great lead-in. Next week we're going to be reviewing the first two books of Jedi vs. Sith. Thank you very much, JJ. Ongoing series. Good. All right. So that's what we got for
Short.
this.
That was a mini series.
So we're doing one and two.
Yeah, or we could do the whole thing. Isn't it five? How many is it? Is it six?
Six.
It's only 6 issues.
Yeah, we'll do six. Fuck. All right, we'll do six. We'll do six. We'll do all six.
We're getting to do all six. All right.
Yeah,
There's a lot
I-
of filler in
Get
there
your
too.
issues.
In those middle issues, there's a lot of filler you can cut out.
Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait till Jedi reads that. Just can't wait. Just can't wait.
Jedi, you need to read it. You need to.
I actually thoroughly enjoy
have-
it. I thoroughly enjoy that book, by the way.
I have an extra trade paperback if you need it. I can get you. I can get it.
I thoroughly enjoy it because it's fucking horrible.
I have
Like,
other means.
it's fucking horrible.
You guys don't think Jedi's not going to rage quit by issue 2? I ain't reading this shit.
Oh yeah, he's not making.
I just
Hey, check over under how
I just
many.
made the comment that it was. Thank God the other one was only 10 pages, and you think
Yeah.
I'm going to read 2?
Yeah.
You think I'm going
The
to read
minute-
64
The minute
pages?
the fucking pirate ship shows up, he's out, dude. He is out.
Those Croatians though, they tell crazy stories, and Darko, whatever his name is, he might be the wackiest of them all. So, if he wrote some tale stories,
When did he
too,
do
so
that? That was still during the block. They were still part of the block at that point. Yeah. Hey, man.
He wrote
Yeah, good
the
luck.
Chewbacca. He wrote the Chewbacca story that's kind of crazy, where Chewie dies.
Hit
As
with
well.
the moon.
So
He's killed the moon.
yeah, it's that's just to kind of get you what you're working with. Where'd
What,
JJ
we
go?
lose JJ? JJ got upset about hearing about that we had to
He
read
didn't like
Jedi
my
Sith.
critique of Dark Horse comics.
He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Goddamn Jedi.
He's back.
All right. All right. So that's what we're gonna do next week. So if you want to keep with us, feel free to go get the trade paperback, or if you got the Lucy's, read Jedi vs. Sith so you can keep up with our reviews. We're gonna do that in
What is this we
Sansa
do
next
now?
week. Huh?
It fits if we do the ranking now because we're talking
Yeah, we do
comic.
the ranking.
Yeah,
Get the
yeah, we'll
ranking.
do rankings. So speaking of that and saving the franchise and what part of the franchise is good and what wasn't, and these comics doing it, we decided this week that we were going to rank the ongoing current
Well,
Star Wars
all
products.
published.
No,
currently.
not ongoing. All.
Oh yeah,
current-
all published. I keep saying ongoing. I meant even the minis are ongoing.
Currently published.
Currently punished series that are
Punished.
pick up
We are being
published.
punished by many.
Published series. Shut up.
I think they're all there. Just pick whichever ones you want. They're in no order.
It
so
is.
do what you want.
The trade's expensive for that book now. You can't get it cheap anymore. That's good.
Mhm. A lot of those Dark Horse trades have kind of gone up.
Yeah, the Dark Horse trades have always not been cheap, but like, all right. So we will start off with Jedi. We need you on this one. We're gonna start off with Jedi's favorite. We've got 1, 2, 3. There is how many?
12.
There's 12. Right now, currently, not talking about the entire run, just talking about like this arc. Jedi, what do you think of Darth Vader? I guess we could call it the Handmaiden arc. Where do we have this in the top 10?
Are you going to let me actually pick? Because I know it's not going to stick, whatever I say.
No, absolutely. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Well, it may not stick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to get voted down with a quickness. I still put Darth Vader at. I'm gonna be legit. I'm not gonna be biased here. I'm gonna put Darth Vader at 3. There are better comics out there, but I will put it at 3.
You're gonna do what now?
I'm gonna put it at number 3.
Well, it's for us to start. Doesn't matter. That's fine.
Wow.
Okay.
No, I mean that's just my vote. I know you guys are gonna give it your own vote, so feel free.
Actually, I kind of agree with him.
Yeah,
I mean, I
don't
still-
have any.
No,
I'm not a strong
I-
feeling.
here-
one way or
here's-
the other.
hey,
3,
no.
4 is fair.
Yeah. 4, 5. Yeah, fair. 5, fair.
Yeah. So what's wrong with 3? It can be moved.
I mean, I'm
Well,
only going
three
with
is
what
gonna
I've seen right now. I mean, I think eventually, I might actually put. Eventually, High
We can go down
Republic
here. We can go up
might
there.
actually jump it, but I haven't seen enough from High Republic yet. So
All
right,
I'd go 7.
I don't think no, not 7. There's some junk out here.
I know there's some junk, but this
Most
is
of it.
Charlie's Angel. I don't have any interest in the Handmaidens.
Yeah, I think it's going to end up at 5. I think Astro's right. I think it's going to end up at
I'm just
5.
saying where I put it is 7.
you know,
Okay.
now that I think about it, I'm comfortable with 5. I think, and realistically, I'm okay with 5.
It doesn't matter. We can leave.
We'll move it up.
Go
Yeah, we'll
for
leave it there for now. That's actually
Well,
Yeah,
we'll put it
move
for.
around.
We'll put it for.
that'll
We'll
give us
make it
that'll give us something.
4 or 5.
Because next
probably.
Because
There we
next
go.
up,
Four,
next up, I think we got I think this is one of Wayseeker's high expectation, low payoff books.
I wish we did this a little later so we could get Staros in here so I could shit all over it.
Just don't worry, we will. Don't worry, we will. So whatever this was and is,
It is. It's still going. This is an ongoing series.
fucking
No, it
horrible.
said to 10
Yeah, to 10. They
Which
stopped
is
it at
10 or
10.
12. Or
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna
or
stop
12.
it.
This one might have been 12. The other one was 8.
It's 12 because I think they're doing 6 and 6. Yeah. So, hyperspace
yeah.
stories.
It may be 12 on this list.
Yeah, this is at least
Is
10,
it worse
right?
than Mando? Is it better than Mando? I don't know. It would.
That's what the debate's going to be.
Well, we don't have
That's-
Mando on the board
we
yet.
don't have the Mando on the
Well,
board
I'm just saying to put it in 12. I think you stick it in the 10.
It's
I
hard
stick
to
it
now.
at 10. We
I think-
set the
yeah,
bottom.
I
I think we set the bottom
10
now.
is fair.
I think we've set the bottom
Leave
now.
it at 10 until something knocks it off. I don't think.
Right?
we
Yeah,
go-
Is chat saying-
Sure.
Astro's saying 7.
Ooh.
Scott Davidson says 112. He might be right. Scott, hey, hold on now. Wait a minute. I actually got
Ring the bell.
He might be right, dude. That's actually probably the
Scott
correct
got a
answer.
bail for his keyboard sticking. I don't agree with that.
I thought the shit was funny, dude. 112. All right. Next up. Sorry about the cough drops. This is gonna be
Also, I
interesting.
made the red ones are the minis or limited, and yellows aren't going.
So this is where I want to see. Oh no, not this one. Sorry. if we put Vader at 4, where do we put Aphra?
This is
7.
better. Way better.
No.
This is 2 compared
Dude,
to
the
Vader.
story was freaking terrible. You guys are off the rails on the story for some reason. It's awful. I'm sorry.
I will
it's
say-
just
this is-
terrible.
this
It
is
the
really
first
is.
comic book I want to read when I pick it up.
Hold on. This arc, I agree. JJ,
Then that's what we're doing.
JJ, I'm talking about this arc, and I'll agree because it has dick shit to do with Aphra. It has very little to do with her, and the parts that are in there
It's
are
gone
very
nowhere.
polluted. Yeah, absolutely. It's extended
I
for
would-
too long about nothing.
5 for now.
I don't have a problem putting it at 5 or 6. I would put
Put
this
it under
okay.
Vader for right now.
Yeah, I'd say as long as it's below Vader, because as Vader falls, I think this should keep falling
6
below.
is fair too. Like I won't. We can still. We'll figure it out after that.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of
of
sixes
At
in
least
there.
actually.
At least the
Eric's
things
kind of a
in Darth Vader had something to do with the character
Vader,
of Darth Vader.
yeah,
This is just
I
like,
agree. I agree.
Aphra having
But it's a bad
long,
vision of
extended
Vader.
drug
I
trip.
don't
No,
know.
no. Well, no.
It's a
The
Vader
way,
that I don't like at all.
Wayseeker, is it because Sansa is in? It's this is
No, it has
Sansa.
nothing to do with it. I actually don't mind the Ascendant.
She's
tech.
hardly
I
even in
don't
it, too.
mind what's going on with all of that stuff. I read this comic, and this comic was really good. The Demeanor tag was really
It
good.
was
All
good.
that was in this latest
Well,
issue.
listen,
It was really
after
good.
people line
But
pop
I'm not just talking about this
look at
week. I'm not talking about just this week. I'm talking about this arc. And there's been some shit all in this arc.
I don't agree with you.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
it.
pretty cool.
awful.
That's about it.
This
It's
this
not-
arc is way too long.
Yeah, it's way too
It's
long.
dragging.
It's not the best
Makes
Aphra
no
arc.
sense narratively.
It is arguably it seems it seems like a filler for fucking what we're gonna do next. It seems like a filler.
We've got like 2 trade paperbacks worth of Iron Man suit Aphra.
Yeah. No, I
Where
agree
is
with
it?
Pete. I think that
It seems
the
like a
concept
filler
of
for
doing it
this.
is just dragging.
It seems like a filler for this, which we have. This hasn't advanced fucking either, and so far, very disappointing. I think this is probably 8 or 9. We can't put this above.
It's hard to say with.
Have we only have 2
It's
issues,
hard to say with a
right?
tie-in thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's so early.
It's 2 issues over 4 months, and
That's not. I mean, the first issue was good. The second issue wasn't very good. But the first issue
We've
was
only had
really
2
good.
issues of Blade too, and we know it's going to rank higher than this.
yeah, we've had 2. Thank you, Jedi. We have 2 issues of Blade.
Well,
I
Blade
don't
doesn't
wanna-
tie
And to
in.
be
I don't
fair,
wanna
yeah,
dock
that's the
it.
thing.
I
Are
don't
you
wanna dock
excited
it, though,
by what
because
you're
it-
reading here?
It's not like as good as the Blade, but the first issue was good. You even liked the first issue. The
Yeah, it
second
was okay.
issue was garbage.
Yes.
So I put it like 5.
I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable. With
You know, I think I will agree with Wayseeker. I think I will actually put this a little one above Dr. Aphra right now.
Think
just
in
because-
between?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The chat's got it at 7, 8, and 9, and I'm with the chat. I'm not putting it above Aphra because of Aphra.
I think Aphra should be lower.
I think
No,
they're
the
both
chat
gonna
was
be
pretty
lower.
solid at Aphra at 6.
Yeah, they were pretty solid with Aphra at 6. This is
All right,
pretty
well, let's
solid.
do 7 then. That,
Put it 7.
I would. I'm not going to hem and haw over
No.
middle of the road. This is all middle of the road shit, realistically.
All right, this is going to be interesting. Where are you guys going to put HR Adventures? Speaking of saving the franchise.
Well, this is probably where I would be okay knocking Vader down to 5 and putting this at 4 myself.
We don't have to yet. We can just do 3 and
Yeah,
make
put it in
room
3.
later.
I would
Does
put it
anybody-
2. I think I'd put it 2 right now.
I think 3 is fair. 2 or 3. Is
I
fair.
think 3 is
I think it's
fair.
above
I think-
Vader.
I think
Ac-
it's better than the High Republic.
See, I disagree. I think the High Republic main title is slightly better than this
Vildar's
Because-
horrible.
because of the
Vildar's
last
horrible.
because of the last book. Oh, the one character shit. Yes,
But
but
that's
because-
the main run. Oh, yeah, you have one book that's good out of 4. Just because it's the last
book,
one, you
book,
might have a
book
better
one was no time
How
out.
many
Book
issues
one
of
wasn't.
How many issues
No.
is Adventures?
No,
Two
Adventures
so far.
only has
2 issues for Adventures,
3,
4
I
for.
think.
It's 4 for HR. No, he's right. It's 4 for
No,
High
there's only
Republic.
2 out right now. 3
Yeah,
got delayed because
2.
3 is coming out.
No.
No,
You have it.
High-
you have it
High-
down as a limited.
this-
How many?
this is
it,
4.
like,
Yeah,
total?
that's 4.
This is 2 out of 10. There's going to
Are
be
you
10.
trying to say
Yeah,
how
that's
many
what I'm
is
saying.
in
They're only
total,
up
or
to
is it
2
8?
here. They're running
There's
behind.
8. Sorry. The date Grex, which by the way, we thought because of the art they were giving us originally and what they were describing it at, I will tell you that both myself, I think Wayseeker felt the same. We didn't have a lot of optimism for these characters. They've actually turned out to be, I will give you that. This book has surprised us how good I think it has been. That is the one thing. That is the one thing that I will say. Like 3, we got a 3, a 4. Well, let's put it in 3 for right now. If we're
Yeah, I
gonna move
think
it up, we
3
can
for
move it
right
up.
now is
Yeah,
fine by me. I think I like this
Yeah.
a little bit more than Vader,
yeah.
personally.
Agreed.
Yeah, me too. I agree. All right, where do we put? Okay, yeah. Where do we put the main title?
I can't even remember what's going on in the main title.
This is This is where I would like to know where Hidden Empire is going, because I would normally put it below it, but if Empire has a shit ending, I would put it above it. So
But this is.
it's hard to
Does
say.
this not feel? Does this not feel like
Did
Soul
they
just
go
is
to a
like?
masquerade party in the last issue or
Oh,
something?
fuck.
That was a while ago. Now they're in no space.
That was,
Yeah, there. Does
that
this
was part of
just
the
feel?
War of Bounty Hunter.
Does this just feel like Charles Soule can like fucking put something about High Republic in it every 10th issue to try to make people give a fuck about
It feels
this.
like, honestly, what it feels like at this point is it feels like Marvel is contractually obligated to do this book.
Yeah.
Like they just have to put out a
But they
mainline Star
are,
Wars title.
because they own it. They own it. It's all under one
I
umbrella.
said,
I mean,
feels like that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it does.
Feels
I agree.
like
I agree.
I
I agree.
don't know, it's
I
like a
agree.
Lucas behind the scenes Lucasfilm thing where they're like, "Hey, you have to make just a book just called Star Wars."
But that's why, that's why,
I don't
like, I know we were fucking around with Chad earlier, but like, to be honest with you, the Star Wars, this is the franchise, and this is not what's saving it.
Which
There's
also
a lot
makes
of
you
eights.
wonder
No.
why couldn't you do something like Hidden Empire? Just do that in Star, like in the regular.
could.
title. Like, why
You
do
absolutely could.
I get what, yeah. Mhm.
You absolutely could.
You have no plan for the regular title. Why not just do?
I kind of get what they're
events
doing. I mean,
in it.
I would assume at this point the regular title is supposed to be like you have Vader, which is Vader focused, and then you have the main title, which is supposed to be Luke Leia focused. And they're supposed to kind of run parallel to each other, but they really don't. They're out of sync timeline wise a little bit, and have almost, with the exception of the tie-ins, they have almost no relation to each other.
Yeah. All right,
Like War of the Bounty
let's
Hunters, they didn't even cross over that much.
everybody ready to get Dom. Everybody ready to blow Dom's fucking lid right off the top of his head. Steam about to come up. Where are you putting this?
11.
We know the story. That's the whole thing.
I know, but
It's just the artwork is what people are going crazy about. The artwork sucks. It could have been better.
It's the
No,
worst.
that's the problem though.
It is
I mean, you have no. Then if that's the issue, Dom, then you have nothing as a comic. Like if you know the story and there's no if there's no creativity to the story, and then the art is also terrible, like that makes it a terrible comic.
to be
It
fair,
does. It
I'd
does.
still rather read what I know I'm going to get in this than Hyperspace Story.
Agreed.
No.
Yes,
Yeah,
agreed.
the I have
No,
literally
no, yeah.
interest, and
I
regret
dude,
that I ordered these ahead of time, and I'm
if they actually made it with, if they
Liberty.
actually made hyperspace with more
No.
quality paper, I'd wipe my ass.
The one thing I can honestly say about this,
Am I the only one that hasn't bothered to read it since like
since
issue
we
like
know
4?
the
'Cause I know
story-
exactly what's happening.
since we know the story,
I know. That's how much I dislike Hyperspace.
I actually have to read it every fucking time it comes out. So that
See,
we
I
can
don't read
review
it.
it.
I don't get these
Sucks.
either, JJ. At least they get a new story. Even if it's a crappy story, it's a new story. I'd rather have a new crappy story than a poorly made.
Yeah.
old
The
story.
only
Wait,
thing-
Thinker,
the
to
only
be
thing about
fair,
this is
I
good-
think both of these are going to get bumped off the list before
I
we're
agree.
done. But for now,
The
I
only
still
good thing
put it
about
at
this
9
book
just
is the
because
first
it's better
appearances.
than
That's it.
Hyperspace.
The first appearances aren't even fucking good, bro.
Well, I don't care though.
So if
Like
I
I know
could,
the first appearances are there. Like it doesn't
I mean,
matter.
no offense, but this book
Like,
is not helping.
That may be a reason to own the comic, is that there's a first appearance in there if you really want to get technical about it. But even that aside, that still doesn't make it a good comic.
I
Yeah.
know-
Which
I never thought it was
also got all these first appearances got watered down because they put them on covers already. I mean, like if we're gonna go back to Chad when we're sitting in bed with him and saving Star Wars franchise, like this isn't actually helping. This book is not helping the franchise at all.
No, not at all.
No, it's really not.
It
So
doesn't.
I guess-
Hopefully they learn their lesson with this adaptation.
I think we can put.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jedi.
No, I mean, well, JJ kind of stole my thunder a little bit, but I'm going to be on the other side of the coin. I think on opinion is I think that there is, when we talk about the hobby, there is a section, a part of the hobby that collects Mandalorian, that collects first appearances. Therefore, this is
It collects, but
yes, important. Yes, yeah. So I don't know.
But
Maybe
that-
maybe I'm off kilter as to what.
Well, I think that's where we gotta make our distinction.
is.
That's what we
Well,
got to
I
decide
think
how
as
we're
far
gonna
as-
do- how you're making your call on this. Is
But I'm
are
just-
you ranking
well-
it based on its collectability?
I
or
rate
on the
quality,
of the
just
product you're actually
overall
getting?
quality, all over quality. This is not a quality product. It's
No.
it's literally like this is a book that within 2 weeks after it comes out becomes dollar bin fodder. This is not
But you know
helping.
what?
This is not
You know
helping Star Wars.
Let's
This
put
is
it
not
this
helping.
way.
Go ahead.
I could tell you about what the possibility about this book. The first appearances, if they ever do make a Mando story before this ever happened, that would probably raise the prices to these books.
Never, not going to
You
happen.
don't think so?
No, that's not how that
No,
works.
why would it?
I'm not lobbying to put this anywhere near the top, but I do think, to me, I do think
Well, you think it's 4,
Everyone-
John.
every one of you are right about what you're saying. I still think it's better than that hyperspace stuff. So
I agree too. I
would
agree.
put it at 9.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
I
put
think
it
we're
like
all.
this.
Yeah, 9.
Imagine if the Mandalorian comic
9.
was me drawing it with my right hand covering my face, drawing it left-handed on a piece of paper, and Marco's version of retelling Mando as the text. It's still the first appearance of those characters. Does that make it good?
Well, yeah, my retellings are fucking amazing. Thank you very much.
Makes it what we have.
Thank you very much.
It is what it is. It is what they give.
At that point, it would be in the 5 slot if that's what happened. Yes,
Well,
agree.
you know what? Listen, but all
Because there's 45 people watching my review of the last Mando book. That's more people than fucking bought this piece of shit book. So yes, it would be better.
Because people buy this for the same reason Dom buys.
The first appearances will outweigh the book itself in the long run.
No.
Oh,
That's not the point of this list.
even laugh, please, never. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year.
Every Star Wars book has first appearances.
Everyone, every week, there's a book that comes out that's got a fucking first appearance in it, dude. Every week.
Well, wait a minute. So if we're just judging this on the story that it's telling and not the art, maybe, but because I think we all agree that the art is
Just
lacking.
in general,
No,
if
you
If we're just talking about the story is
too loud, man?
Mandalorian's first season. It's not anyone's fault that the story has already been put out there and that this book
Well,
is
it's like
just
the Star Wars
regurgitating it.
movie adaptation.
but it is their fault because they chose to retell that
It's
story.
an adaptation of the show.
That's still loud. That's still louder to turn down. All right, listen. It doesn't matter. Overall, for the health of this, it's not good. It's just junk. They're putting out junk. It's junk. It's 9. But it's better. It's better than hyperspace.
Let me ask you something. Okay,
I'm okay
aside,
with that.
say if the Mandalorian came out in 1977, if they had the show, and this was a comic, the movie adaptation, because look at the Star Wars comic back in 1977.
You know how different that was in the movie?
That's not how it works.
I know, but it's a movie.
Yeah, and you know how
That's not how
different that
shit
was in the
works.
movie?
Like, the point is why we have Mandalorian is because we had Star Wars. Like,
I know, but I'm
Yeah,
just
This is
saying.
like a, all right, this is like a one.
you can't put the fried chicken in front of your egg.
It's a
Like,
one
it
for
doesn't
one
work that way.
retelling.
It's a telling.
It's a one-for-one
of the story,
retelling. It's like they
Star
literally
Wars was
copied
telling
the
of
script.
movie adaptation. No,
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
but
It's
does that
technically
mean-
different. It's entirely different. The character of Jabba the Hutt doesn't even look the fucking same in the original 1977.
I know, but this is just
all right.
the telling of the story.
Okay, but
It's the
I don't think. I
adaptation.
think we're giving this too much time, considering that this thing.
Considering we're fucking fighting over if it's 9 or 10. Like, that's what we're doing. All
It's
right.
gonna be off the list.
Yeah.
That's ultimately the point.
Something that's probably going to push it off the list is, I mean, I don't know. This is going to be a weird one.
This is disappointing.
It's disappointing, but it's not worse than
Well, is this better
story.
than?
Actually,
It might be. It might.
I think
No,
it's better than Star Wars.
it's better than. That's what I'm going to ask. Yeah, I think is it better
Yeah,
than
it
Hidden,
is.
and is it better than Star Wars?
It's not better than Hidden.
I think it's
Put
personally
that
better than
six.
Aphra.
Put that 6. Have Dr.
I think it's
Aphra-
better than Aphra.
Right now, I think I agree with JJ.
I mean, it does have.
And this ain't great right now either.
There's
But
nothing
we're
in
doing
this
right
book
now.
that I want to
Right
read.
now. I agree.
This is it's very daytime soapish right now.
We got
Dave,
half
It's not the
machine
Terminator.
man dating half machine woman, and
No,
and his
she's
other,
like-
his baby mama and his baby
quarter
side chick
machine
is
woman,
dead.
if
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's like
This is
20%
right now.
woman.
that's
This
what it is
arc,
right now.
no, hey, we're looking at this arc right now, and Wayseeker's right. Like, I don't think this arc is actually better than the Aphra arc.
That's all the arc is half machine man dating half machine woman. That's it. Right
It
now,
might
in the
be.
last
It's
couple of-
balanced, Dave.
No, it's not the Terminator. He was made
Yeah,
before the Terminator.
But we're not on trade
gonna
paperback
agree.
volume 2 of Machine
Is it
Man.
better,
dating,
Joe?
like
It's
we're
better.
all like the Aphra thing's dragged out to shit. Like, god damn, just
I don't-
end that part already. Let's move on. Like that's
No, I agree. I agree with what you're saying, Pete. I also don't. But even with that, I don't. I think bounty hunters, because the concept of Aphra is good. They're just dragging it on. But I put this. I would put this above, in between Star Wars and Hidden Empire. So I put this at 8 and knock everything else down. That's me.
See, I think this is very similar. I think this has a lot of similarities to Aphra, where we get small bits and tidbits that are good, but they also, to try to prop up Hidden Empire, which should have been out and done already, they extend this book with filler horseshit. That's how I feel.
well, maybe
8,
I agree.
8, 7, 7, 8. Okay.
I'm not gonna argue that.
All right, move it down, then put it in 8. Not going to argue that much. It is very disappointing. That was one of the better. That used to be one of the better titles.
It was good.
See what happened to hyperspace.
Yeah, man, doesn't next.
Goodbye,
We even had empty spots still. We could have moved things up.
No,
No.
no. It's like where's Han and Chewie gonna
A
go?
waste
That's
of
the other one.
time.
Just
Oh,
give us
shit.
the other crappy book.
Yeah, all right. They'll just do it.
Oh God.
I don't know what to do with this one.
Is that worse than Star Wars?
I don't fucking. I think this one. I think Mando fucking actually might beat this fucking book because it's so fucking.
No,
good.
I still think I'd give it a 10.
There's a lot of but to if it's under Dom's theory, there's a lot of first appearances here that have a potential to show up eventually someplace, and it'll be the first time we ever see them, and then there could be a pop. These books could be very.
We're only
This is-
getting one more.
This is
always
like meant
says
to be
two.
10 on this list.
Good old AOA.
Yeah,
coming
I
through,
don't
but
care enough to really make an argument. I'm okay giving it 10. It's just, yeah.
I give it 10.
How many more
but
Mandos do we got?
One more
Eight.
Mando.
Uh,
Oh, so we only got one more of
episodes.
each.
8.
all right, put in
8.
10. Let's move along.
Dom
We don't
said
have
8.
8 more. We're not 8
8.
more.
Because
No, I'm
8 is the
asking-
last episode,
Oh, how many
because
issues
the
were in
episodes.
Mando? Like how many? We only
Yeah.
have one more Han and Chewie.
One more.
We only
Okay,
got
so
one more
more.
Mando.
I gotta say this to answer our central question real quick of whether or not they're saving the franchise. We're loading the back of this list very.
I know
quickly
because
compared
Mark
to
is
the front of
saving.
it.
The
Well,
top.
I mean, because the saving comes up with. I mean, the answer is you kind of missed it. We were
Why
talking
are we
about it earlier.
saving them? We are.
Yeah, I don't know why he saved them to the like. That doesn't
I don't
make
know
it
why you're
fun.
saving.
I'm not because I wanted to figure out where these were going because I didn't know what you guys were doing with Bounty Hunter. I mean, it was a good argument for a while, but the front end is HR. Where are we putting High Republic? I actually have it at
2.
2.
I'm probably at 2. I'm at 2.
Wayseeker has it at 3. Dom, where do you have it?
Actually, you know what? I would have this at 3.
Maybe.
Let's see what the
yeah.
chat has.
Well, I'm just gonna put it at. Well, you'll see the chat, but I'm just gonna put it at 2 for now anyway because we have the empty space. We don't
Yeah.
need to make room yet until we need to make room.
Well, I think
That's
it's.
when we make
Do you think it's above or below Adventures? And so
Yeah, I think that's where the good argument comes
No,
in.
no, that's what I'm saying. Regardless of,
I actually think it's above Adventures.
I definitely think it's above Adventures.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought. I'm like,
little
there's no sense in
slow.
me moving everything down to make that.
yeah,
a
no,
three.
I
You
think
could,
Made
you
it
could,
five.
you could
Made
talk
it
me. The
5.
chat could talk me off the ledge. The chat could talk me off the ledge, and I could move it to 3. I would say they're pretty even. 2 and 3, the Adventures and High Republic. Wayseeker brings up a very good point. The second was it the second one? Yeah, and they never got back to what's her name. There was an issue in there which was pretty much just it was good, but it was worthless. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Both 2 and 3 were worthless.
Mediocre.
2,
Yeah,
you got
they didn't go
Bildar.
anywhere. I agree with that point.
I agree. The Blade is number 1. Just throw Blade up at 1. We don't even just throw Blade
Put
up.
it up then.
I think though.
Yeah.
I think from a story standpoint, somebody I can't remember if Jedi or Dom mentioned the concept of something. The concept of the High Republic comic to me is the most interesting, probably on this list, maybe as far as where it could go.
I'm more curious, and I think
Maybe-
I'm
maybe
giving it that
fumble it
bump, 'cause
and
I'm more curious
ruin it.
where they're
So
going.
I think this
Than
is
Adventures.
why, and this why actually I think High Republic as a whole is saving the franchise is because if you're, I'm a novel reader, and so is Wasey, so is like at least 3 of us on this panel.
Yeah.
This is the first time where I really feel it's clear continuity interconnecting between the novels, like time wise, like we didn't have to wait or go backwards or something where it's like like you can read the book, the novel, and then read the comic book, and you're still immersed in the comic book and the novel, and you're seeing it from just the same type time period to the second, but just different perspectives, or it's picking up a couple things that weren't hit up in the novel, and it really is interconnecting itself. And to be honest with you, this is why I think this is the best I think they've ever done it before. Like they should have released the Blade is number 1 right here, but that should have been released in phase 1. I think that's probably
you couldn't do it in phase 1 though. To tell a young story of them.
you
Yeah.
could do it as a flash. You could as a flashback.
Yeah, I don't think you need
Well,
it.
it's all
then,
flash.
though.
The whole phase 2 is a flashback.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
know-
the point. That's why
okay,
I think
my
it fits in
But
phase 2.
but they did it with Baby Crate, Fake Crate. They did it with Fake Crate. Now they're doing it with Sam. I think that's why Star Wars
That was
Adventure.
like
Yeah.
Like a couple pages.
It's like one
I
issue, though.
understand. I understand.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, I've already said it's 2, but it's a close. It's very close to High Republic Adventures. The only reason I give High Republic the slight edge over High Republic Adventures is one, like Marco alluded to, and maybe a few others, it is kind of close in sync with the novels, more so than High Republic Adventures. Now, High Republic Adventures, I think, is going to catch up to the and be in sync with the novels soon, but it hasn't done it yet. Now, so, and the other thing, and this is just a personal preference, is nothing against the comic. This is a strictly personal preference. High Republic Adventures is a comic more geared towards kids. The art is kiddie, it's childlike, and it's just
Would you say that, like, this is when Disney took it over? These 3 books kind of is what they promised us, right? Continuity, a whole getting all the mass media together and doing it all into one continuity for a storyline and stuff like that. And they're finally, like, this is what they're doing. Like, they're giving us what some of us, I think,
wanted more of that in phase 1. I really wanted a lot more of that in
agreed.
phase 1.
I mean, agreed, but we had COVID stuff going on. But I mean, I think that's the right answer. I think this is kind of what we were looking for, and they're kind of finally giving it to us. So, I mean, obviously it's 1, 2, and 3. Let's get.
I know the answer to this one, but just to because this is a big part for me. Who's the better main character, Sav or Vildar?
Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
But it's easy, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
The main character of this run is way
You
better.
No. No, time out. It's an ensemble cast. You're asking about You're asking about ensemble cast versus the backstory of a main character. It's
but
not.
Sav has been established in phase 1 to an extent too. So
absolutely, he's a great character.
I mean, look, the front line. The front line of this character is actually, it's not. It's not. Your Sav is on the front of every single one of these adventure characters. It's literally following her around. The HR thing is covering multiple characters.
Yeah.
Each character comes up. That's not fair to say that he is a standalone.
It has not the only time it's done multiple characters is in issue 1 where we got a little bit from Olivia's.
It's done all 3. It's got what's her name? The one that's got the nickname. What's her name?
Maddie.
Mo or whatever. Maddie. And it's got
Tay.
The thief. Tay.
Yeah. So, but it's mainly through the Vildar. I mean,
you're just trying to do that to undersell the fucking book.
Yeah. No, there's also a strong possibility, though. I mean, look at the first arc of the phase 1 High Republic, and it was billed as the main character was Avar, right?
Yeah, Avar, and then
it quickly pulled back from Avar.
Thank God.
And nobody really cared at the end.
I hope that happens.
So I mean,
it could be the same. Go ahead. What, Jedi?
Oh, to me, and maybe I'm just like getting these characters completely wrong, but okay. So we have the Blade. I can't think of his name right now.
Porter
Angles. Thank you. And the character in High Republic that everyone says is a terrible Jedi. Again, the name eludes me.
Blade.
But these 2 characters are pretty similar. If you think about it, they are. I mean, their personalities, at least from what I've seen so far, strike me as pretty similar. They're kind of no nonsense. They're in your face. They're gruff. They're
oh no! I don't think you're. I'm sorry. I don't think you're reading Porter correctly. He's very sarcastic. He's a smart ass. He does a lot of things where he actually.
If it wasn't for his sister, Porter Angle, from what I've seen so far, I get that if it wasn't for his sister, kind of pulling him back and keeping him in check, that he would just be killing motherfuckers right and left. That's what I got.
Yeah, he'd be a Mace Windu type motherfucker. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But that's at least a Jedi that we've that's a Jedi archetype that we've that's a Jedi archetype I think we kind of like a little bit better when you're seeing not Luke Skywalker, where you're like, okay, well, a lot of stuff he does makes sense. Val, whatever the fuck Val's fucking shit is, he's horrible. He's horrible. Like, he's just he gets weird fucking nightmares and is stupid and just runs in places. Like,
interesting.
No, when Angle goes places, he goes
demons. The man has demons.
Angle goes, you're gonna shoot at me, cool, I'll deflect it, blah blah blah.
We've already got these in place. I don't think we're moving them. Yeah. So we got one.
He's asking a question though, but I think there is a little bit difference in between. Yeah. He's the Jedi. Jedi can't replay. All right. The last one might have a little controversy here is Yoda, because The guy who put the book in number 4 didn't read this book, so he wouldn't know how good it is. Yes.
I didn't put it in. I haven't even ranked it yet.
No, the book who put Vader in 4. The guy who put Vader.
Yeah.
No, that's legit. I mean, I've seen your interpretations. That should be enough, right?
I guess. I mean,
To me,
you just praised how well you
If
are.
you're doing your job, Marco, then I don't need to read the comics.
they're very good. Very good.
I'm one issue behind, but to me, it slots in about right at 5. Like, I think it's a good fit.
Oh, really?
I actually
think
like Vader a little bit better.
I don't know if I like Vader more. I might put it at 4.
Yeah, I think when I put, like, if these 2 books came out in the same week, which book would I look forward to reading second? And why I say second is because I try to read the worst book first, so that at least I have some redeeming factor, and I don't go out on a sour note. Like this week, I read Aphra first, obviously, as kind of I did the lineup, and then I read Yoda after that. But
so you're a save your favorite Skittles to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to clean the palate of whatever trash was before it. So like,
you're not worried about like your appetite being sated, and they're like, shit, I'm not even hungry anymore.
No, it's dessert, bro. No. That's why you don't eat dessert first. Because then if you got to eat fucking broccoli after creme brulee, you're like, holy fuck, that's terrible, bro. You don't want to do that shit. Now, if you want to eat some creme brulee after, I love creme brulee.
Well, I'm not comparing those two things. I'm saying you sat down for your snack. You got a bag of fruit snacks or whatever it might be. You're picking your favorites to eat first or last.
So,
well, I would say, like,
I mean, obviously, I'm stuck. I'm gonna stick with Darth Vader being number 4 and Yoda 5. But I guess to me, and again, I haven't read it, but I've seen you guys talk about it. The Yoda storyline is to what end? I mean, what is the importance of that storyline other than just entertaining and telling a story? Whereas Darth Vader, like it or not, the end to that, the means to what end would be what happens to the handmaid.
I actually think this story arc, and JJ's about to laugh and call it a stretch, but I believe it does give some back reference to why he was on Dagobah, like why he trained Luke the way he did and stuff like that. I think there's a straight up teaching technique for that. Yep, I know you were going to say that. I mean, I'm a psychic.
No, I said I don't think it's a stretch.
Oh, you don't think it's a stretch?
Agree with
Holy
you.
shit. Wait, what? 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 Like, what the hell's going on here? So I think
that's exactly why it brings levity to his character, kind of type thing.
Holy shit!
That's exactly why it exists.
Well, then we put it at that. See, that's where I'm like confused of where to put it, because this arc, the 3-part arc, I thought was. I don't have a lot of hope for some of the arc going forward, but as far as the 3-part arc that we read so far, yeah,
you could put it 3.
You could, you could put it. Probably put it at 2. To be honest with you,
you could.
John, I'm sorry, Mando's.
Wow.
We don't know.
I'll say this is, and let's see if other people disagree with me on this, but this was the pleasant surprise. Probably,
I will agree with that. I had no interest.
I
to read this before it came
This
out.
was like, if you ranked these before these came out, I would have put this near the bottom.
Yes,
I honestly would have, because I was like, I have no.
100%.
But the first 2 issues I read, and I haven't read the 3rd, but the first 2 issues I read,
you're gonna like the 3rd.
I liked.
Yeah,
I'm also with JJ too. I only got the 3rd through your interpretation.
I mean, the 3rd one, there's a part in there where it literally is him speaking. It's like a Luke thing. Like it just gives, like, they have not given Yoda that much depth. Usually he's just a funny little green guy that bounces around, right? I know. I saw that. Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Ring the bell.
But yeah, so like, but this, I can't believe JJ is not playing the, like, normally if you guys have been watching our show for 3 years, you know that JJ plays the opposite of whatever I say. So I thought he was going to play the opposite on this one. I thought I was going to have to sell this to get into 4, but Wayseeker, both guys who typically just say the other point of what I'm going to say, actually are agreeing. Like, I do think this, I mean, this has got an argument spot that it could be in 2.
I said before I would be okay not with Vader being 5. I think I said that before.
I'm
now
they're
a completely different discussion is earlier in the show we were talking about as High Republic and the Blade, I think in particular, is it saving the franchise or the comics But now, holy crap, it sounds like Yoda's doing that. So maybe it
Oh,
does
Yoda's
belong
High
to.
Republic
Sounds like
too.
Yoda's saving the fucking franchise. Let's
He-
move it up.
Yeah, Yoda's kind of part
No,
of it.
I mean, I think Yoda's part. Like, I think this week we had two of the shining stars of what is actually saving the franchise. Like, you guys might not remember this, but when we were having those months where we were reading, what was the last fucking event arc?
Crimson Reign,
Yeah,
Or- Crimson Dawn.
Mhm.
Crimson
Whatever it
Reign.
was.
When High Republic was on a hiatus, and we were in
Where'd Tom
Crimson.
go? He left.
Dude, yeah, there was a bunch of like it was very, there was not weeks we were not enjoying.
Oh, hold your tongue, Jedi. Jedi got Lompoc or whatever the hell her name is.
No, that was the one before.
That was before
Lompoc was
that.
the one
No,
before
that
it.
was
before the
Right
bounty
before the
hunters.
Before it, there was on TV, it was Flashback City and mode speeder bikes, and in the comics was a bunch of filler horse shit that made no fucking sense. And then it was
Wait,
Dom
just
just
promised me that Lompop's going to be in Santa Staros comic books.
It's on the cover of 2.
it is she's
Where are we
she's
putting
there.
this guy?
She is on the cover, yeah.
I put this at 3, and I'd move the other ones down personally.
3.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'd put it at 2, but
I-
JJ, where'd you?
You know, I
I
kind of,
don't know why you don't put it at 2.
I don't know. I haven't liked Adventures, I think, as well as you guys did. In my perfect list, I think I'd agree with Wayseeker. Put this at 3, and I'd almost switched Adventures down to 5. But because I like Vader a little bit better. than
I don't
some
like
of you
Vader
guys,
as
I think.
much, so I wouldn't do that. Yeah. Well, you and Jedi like it well. All right, put it at 3. There we go.
Interesting. I was fine
No,
with
I
it
mean
at 4, but
that.
okay.
Oh, now hold the fuck on though. Next month, I don't want you when some of when because who's the writer next month? Do you remember, Wayseeker? There's somebody that's
I'll
getting a
look
hold
it up
of
here in a second. I think Gungoheim is the end. I feel like the
Oh.
second one is Clone Wars, and I feel like they had somebody decent.
It
in
is.
Clone Wars.
Yeah. So the third, when we get to the third one or the last one, like don't hold me to this because it's gonna suck. Hopefully it doesn't, but it will.
Hopefully, why are you hoping it's gonna suck?
But, no, I said hopefully it doesn't.
Oh,
but
hopefully
it probably will.
How are you doing that, Pete?
What?
No, I'm talking to myself.
Hauser's doing 4 through 6.
That's just good.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, no, it still is, David, but it's giving you like no, it's the problem with Yoda sometimes is it was just a goofy. I mean, it really was goofy. His stories were always fucking goofy. Like, and they had no substance to them whatsoever. By the way, we'll get into one of those later with Wayseeker, but they just seem so disconnected that it just didn't make like this was really good. Like it gave you a feeling of like, okay, cool. Like Yoda was actually fucking cool. Like,
All right. Well, I went
But-
30 minutes longer than I had
I'm
wanted
not
to,
kidding you.
so
Okay,
I'm going to
see you
dip
later,
out
Pete. Good
before
seeing
you
you,
guys
Pete.
go. But before I go,
Oh.
I want to promote what you guys can watch tomorrow, which is watch Hidden Gems at 10. But before that, at 6 o'clock, if you like toys, I'm starting to do the rundown on toys.
Nice, it's good. Yeah, I hope you guys are giving us
It's
a lot
very
of good.
similar to the shorts. I'm just going to
Yeah.
go through a run of toys. It's not going to be ranked like top 10. It's just going to be this is wave 1 of this toy series kind of thing.
Hey, did you put up the poll for the members? AOA bought a bunch of memberships today, so did you put it up for the Ask Us Anything? Or
Oh,
whatever?
no, not yet. No, because you said we're going to do it next week.
Yeah, we'll put up what day works best for the members for us to do that,
Oh, well, I'll do that tomorrow.
and then
But
change
apart
it
from that,
back.
You don't like when I do this because you're like, wait till you do it before you tease it because then people will steal the idea.
Oh,
They're not going to
fuck!
steal
Here we
the
go.
idea.
They're going to steal the idea.
I'm also going to do We're going to do video games too, or I'm going to do fucking video games. And JJ said he would help, and we might have some other folks help me too. But the first one I just put together, it's going to be like Hidden Gems, but for video games. Think of it that way.
Very good.
So with that, you guys have fun. I'll see you guys later.
Later, Peak.
Later,
Fly,
Pete.
go fly. All right,
You gonna
I unfortunately
Valentine's
also
Day
have to
though?
go, although I don't have anything to plug. But
JJ. Okay, well,
Tom's back.
yeah, Dom is back.
I might come
Are we
back.
getting? Wait, do you want to do? Hey, JJ, do you want to do Bad Batch real quickly, and then we'll do Valentine after that, or should we leave Valentine for next? I was told we didn't have enough
Um,
content for this week, but it seems like we have an abundance of.
We were just talking about lots of things for way
I think
too
you- I
long.
think you
Like
stretched it out.
between 9 and 10.
What?
Let's do Bad Batch.
I don't know. I will try to come back maybe tonight, but
Let's
I
no,
can't
just
right
do,
now.
okay. Let's do Bad Batch. So let's get through Bad Batch because I got.
I'll stay here in the thing. I'll just mute everything.
All right, yeah. Okay, Bad Batch. Here we go.
I'll
Yeah,
stay here.
All right, man. Watching this episode twice was painful.
It wasn't that
We
bad.
got Indiana Jones Part 2
It was.
this week in Bad Batch. Entombed. They go out and they find this freaking thing, and they're looking for treasure. They're looking, for a part for the ship, and she finds some treasure. And they go along, and your favorite character, Jedi, right here, Wanda. You're so.
I wish I could say it was just that I hated about this show, but go ahead.
What? What the hell's going on? This wasn't that bad of a show. They went on a treasure hunt. It actually made sense. Okay, go. Fuck.
Go ahead, boys.
I'm gonna zoom through this. So you tell me when you want to stop and you want to talk
keep
about.
Going. Keep going.
I don't really want to talk about this episode at all.
I actually like that it was an actual treasure hunt. I like that part of it. They didn't just make it a fucking MacGuffin nothing episode. Go ahead. Okay, keep going.
So they're like, oh yeah, they should go on a treasure hunt because we got nothing else to do. And like, I guess let's do it.
What else do they have to do? They were on missions last time.
They haven't had anything to do all season. That's the point.
All season? What are you talking
All
about?
season, they haven't had anything to do. They didn't have to go to get Dooku's treasure. They had nothing going on, so they did that.
Last episode, the Hunter and
they had to go get Nerf nuggets. That's right. They had to go get Nerf nuggets. That's what they had to do this season. They had to get Nerf nuggets. That's the one thing that they had to do, and everybody else didn't have anything else to do. So they go to this planet.
It's better than Resistance.
That doesn't mean anything.
Oh, that's a low bar.
That doesn't mean anything. And it's beginning to be debatable how much better it is, but that's here or there. They go on there. They realize this compass thing is going to lead them on the direction. This compass thing can do everything. Like, it's all you need. You don't have to be smart or a treasure hunter. You just need to find this random compass thing. So they go and they come across this cave.
Like finding the fucking treasure map. What the fuck? Yeah, you find a treasure map. All you need is the fucking map. Dude, this isn't rocket science. Why are we trying to make this series seem like it's some fucking... It's got to have... Do you have to have your fucking nuclear master's degrees to fucking write a kids fucking show? Are you kidding me?
We've had good kid shows, though. We've had good kid shows. If we've only had bad kid shows...
Star Wars wasn't a fucking kid show. It was on Adult Swim. Keep going.
Rebels is a kid show. That was a good kid show? Come on now.
It was on XD.
So we get this creature that's protecting it. We see a little bit there. The whole episode was dark, so it's hard to capture anything. They go and they get this maze, which is like in a video game, which they're supposed to be. And, they do the wrong thing and they get trapped inside. This boulder comes down and, Wanda saves Wrecker, because that's realistic.
Did you just say Star Wars is realistic? The fucking... Oh, goddamn. All right, go. Wow, this is what you're nitpicking this about?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
Jedi, you're an old man. Go ahead, give us the old man view from this.
No, but he's right. If I don't know her name, Wanda. If Wanda would have hit, if Wanda would have just hit Wrecker like that, she would have just bounced right off. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. There's no way that she's going to move Wrecker out of the way.
Wrecker's becoming a pushover, man. What do you want, man? Freaking Fennec Shand got the best of him, too. Come on.
I don't
All right, so this compass magically tells you which ones you need to move.
Holy shit, you guys are
amazing. And that opens up the next portal and opens up the way out as well. So
I can't believe the guy who thought that fucking Maverick 2 was a fucking brilliant piece of fucking artwork is shitting all over this fucking thing. All right, go ahead. Go. Please go.
And this creature comes out, right? And of course, takes the one that's the weakest link, just demolishes Wrecker, and luckily
Wrecker rips his arm off. It's pretty cool.
I thought that was a baby. What do you call? What were those like big, like almost indestructible creatures from Clone Wars? They were a lot bigger.
Yeah,
they came from like the core of the planet or something. Anyway, I thought that's what this was at first. The baby one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Resistance is better than you might not be wrong, Sticks. You might.
Dude,
not
I rate this with Top Gun 2 because Top Gun 2 is you don't have to think about it. It's like you don't actually have to have either one of these is not like we're not writing the Magna Carta here, right? Like they're just supposed to be easy consumable fucking very friendly type products.
I will be happy to tell you why I didn't like this when Wayseeker is done.
All right.
Please do.
Yeah. So they get trapped on each side because they got to split up. Like I said, every episode they're going to split up. They're, they go along and, don't keep going forward. This is too easy. Well, you got to use the compass to make the thing go on the bottom because, again, compass.
That's what I'm saying, David. It's what I'm saying. It's not. Yeah, go ahead.
You did get this cool action shot, with Hunter, not being
through
good
thing,
at, hunting treasure. So the hunter can't hunt treasure. That was kind of funny. She figures out everything. I mean, she's got a future as a treasure hunter, at least. If you want that for her. And they get to the end.
We should probably stop having the guy who fucking tells every 2-year-old that Santa's not real reviewing Bad Batch. I
told you can do it anytime you want, but you keep saying I don't want to do it.
No,
so
I just said cut the slides. Maybe I should review these, just not cut the slides.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and jump in right here since you brought up Omega wanting to. It seems like that's all she wants to do now is hunt treasure. What happened to the Omega that was like for the greater good? She's like wanting to help people. Blah, blah, blah. We got that vibe in season 1. Now all she wants to do is hunt treasure. That's all she cares about is getting rich.
Do you remember when your kids were her age and all of a sudden they got like $5 from the Tooth Fairy or some shit? All they want then is money. That's all they want. You guys, you're old curmudgeon and old curmudgeon who somehow has kids that are young. I don't understand this. You two. Do you guys go to the old curmudgeon camp together every day? Like you turn in on Wednesday, you go to your meeting of angry old men who hate little children.
You can say that, and you're probably right when it comes to kids that age. I don't need to pay a Disney subscription fee to see that. Then I'll just like turn on YouTube and watch like kids just ask their parents for money and go buy me this all the time. Anyway,
I thought it was cool that Ezra collected stormtrooper helmets. That was his treasure. That was cool. It fit the story. I don't care about any of this stuff.
If it ain't shiny, she don't want it now.
Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you, Repair Tech Tony.
They try
Repair
to
Tech Tony.
Door.
Thank you.
Again, the only one they can figure out is Wanda because she's like, oh yeah, it's just sometimes the door is a door. That was a great line. So then they get to this thing with the Heart of the Mountain. And this is where, I enjoyed part of this episode, not because it was good, but because I like mythology. And so, the mythology aspect kicked in. And so, this was cool for me, but not because it was a good story. The story sucked. But there's things where, I have questions that I bring into it later about this Heart of the Mountain thing that we see. And so this is the Heart of the Mountain. They take the Heart of the Mountain. When they take the Heart of the Mountain, this thing comes out. It's actually some sort of.
They awakened the robots from War of the World.
War Krakens, yeah, the robot Krakens.
They awaken this thing. It's not actually a mountain. It's living. It's this thing.
I think it was the last line. It was the last line of defense for the planet. That when you turn it, it's going to just destroy the enemy and everything with it. It's just going to wreck the entire. It's like the doomsday fucking button. That was the point of this whole fucking thing, which I thought was pretty good too.
Yeah, man, this part was fine. I enjoyed this part, except for the fact that it goes straight for the ship and there's a couple things that doesn't make sense at the end, and I'll bring that up.
Well, I think it was because they figured that if it was an invasion, they had to go after everything mechanical. They kind of did that thing, so it'd be against the weapon systems and everything. That's what it was supposed to be, scorching the earth of. So I think it was kind of that defense system where they would figure that it was a lot of robots Roger Rogers and shit like that. So it's supposed to scorch the earth, all those things. So anything that has a mechanical element gets scorched.
So I mean, the fascinating thing about Star Wars in multiple things is how big AI technology was in the ancient days. Because we also see this in that book that we read, the Iden Verzo book, where they come across that old tech where the tech takes care of everything that dies, right? And comes out, and they didn't know what they were working on with Dell and all those. So, you might be onto something there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you do have a criticism, I know. So I do think this, mutual assured destruction. But I think that part they could have. You're right. They could have tailored off a little bit of the Omega stuff. But you got to remember, I watch this with kids too, and it's fun to have it's fun to have this age group where you can have a kid that can watch this and it's not too much for them, right? Like some of us still like to have our kids be self-productive for themselves, but also we like a little bit of that childhood nostalgia and innocence. We don't want to, grow them up too fast. And to watch something like this, I don't think we have to get in depth of how mutual assured destruction. As an adult, I think we can figure out that's what the fuck's going on in this back half. And if we miss that part, okay. If there's a little bit more Omega in there and rubbing the stone or whatever, cool. We got that.
They could have taken some time away from the beginning of the episode and put stuff here. I think that would.
I agree. If that's it, then yes, I would agree. If that's where our complaint is, saying the whole thing's a piece of shit, I think it's a little harsh.
And so then it has this beam type thing that comes out. Wanda wants to keep her treasure. She gets thrown down. This thing comes in through the hatch like it's nothing. Why they couldn't just jump out of the hatch if that was the case, I don't understand. But that's not what they
picked it up because it's super powerful. Yeah, but yeah, I get it.
But
they could have shot through the windows.
Wanda's gonna die, and then nobody cares that Wanda's gonna die at this point.
He's correcting you. Her name's Fee, not Wanda.
I don't care what her name is.
I know it's Fee. I actually
know. I'm just saying. I'm like Fee. Every time we go, Wanda, Fee.
I know it is, but we just makes it more fun because Jedi likes Wanda so much.
I know.
I don't know why he hates her so much.
I have no clue. I don't mind the character. I don't mind the voice actor at all.
I actually might know why Jedi does because I actually heard her do something else too, and I was like, oh yeah, her voice is she's got one of those voices that could be draining. It could be draining on you.
Her voice is terrible, and she's not funny. There.
Oh, she was good.
Well, I mean, she's
enthusiasm. Come on,
okay.
man.
Okay. Well, her voice, I could see how her voice could be draining. It's debatable if she's funny or not. Okay.
But in this episode, I felt more when the droid dies than when Fee's about to die. Like if Fee died, I wouldn't care. But if the droid died, I felt like, man, that droid I felt bad for this droid. That's how much this arc of the story were like, I didn't give any care about this character.
No, Wookie, I get it. Yeah, this is actually okay. Okay, this is the other part. I got shit on attack because I made a comment about cartoons don't have to have a fucking, and G.I. Joe, that's half the battle, like positive fucking reinforced storyline. And now I wish Pete's here because if he says this is crap, he's full of shit because there's a lot of like that real life storyline, like don't sacrifice everybody for yourself or for the treasure, like be like selfish in that. They gave you all the horse shit.
Isn't that the same story from episode 1 and 2?
It doesn't fucking matter. Apparently that's what's supposed to be in all these little cartoons. Apparently that's what it is for kids. That's what I got yelled at the other.
Spidey and His Amazing Friends are so much better, Wookie. So much better. That's actually way better than Bad
I would say, yeah, I would agree that her voice acting is a little tough.
So that droid goes, he throws it out the window.
Yeah, but Teen Titans isn't for little kids.
Saves the day. The thing crashes down. Now, why they don't go and take the Blue Mountain out now because the thing is completely destroyed, I don't get. Like, this thing is destroyed. It's not coming back. Go back in now that it's destroyed and take the mountain out now and you get your treasure.
No, is it like lava fire now in there?
I think it melted or something.
Yeah, it did. It did. When it went in.
The stone's still going to be there. The thing's ancient.
No, when they put the stone back in. When they put the stone back in. Yeah, no, when it did. I think it did. Yeah, when it put back in, it didn't melt, but it kind of dissipated in, kind of like when she used the compass.
Okay. I don't know. I would go back in there and check about that. That was what I thought when I was watching through. Like, come on.
There's all kind of good gears and gizmos in there to get.
All right, we'll go on to the next stuff later.
It does. It has
what other things I had questions about this episode. But
no, keep going. Let's get through it.
That's it. That's the episode. Jedi had things you want to talk about with this.
Okay,
episode.
Jedi, what do you want to talk about? Questions?
Well, I mean, the reason I did not like this, other than the obvious, which we already talked about.
I liked it too.
But if this whole season, and I know we're 5 into a 16 episode season.
I don't know, David.
But but the way this one ended with Wanda C or whatever saying, "Oh, well, now we're going here." If this whole season is going to be them treasure hunting, then I'm about ready to stop watching this and just because I'm not down for that. If they were now, having said that, and this may show because I try to be honest, I try to be true.
No, it's good. Yeah.
If they were going to do this, if it was going to be about treasure hunting or pirating, and she says whatever, then give me a character that I like. Bring in Hondo.
Hondo should have been in this episode.
Let Hondo be Fee or Fi or Foe or Fum or Wanda. Let Hondo do that, and I will probably be a whole 180 on this. So maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. Maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite, but if every episode is going to be them treasure hunting, then I'm about to jump ship on this season.
The only problem, one thing. Look, all kidding aside, they're treasure hunting.
Nobody's
trying to
kidding.
get money because Sid is giving them jobs to do. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be.
Sid didn't give him this job. I don't know what you're talking about. Sid had nothing to do with this job.
I'm just saying, this is what they're meant for. They're getting free room and board. If you think about it.
Okay, and thank you. I meant to bring this up, not that it had anything to do with what you just said, but why is Hunter suddenly such a pushover? Now he's supposed to be the leader of this group. This is not even the same Hunter I remember from season 1.
None.
He's not even the same character, really. He's something about Hondo is off in this season. He's just more he's not a leader in this season. So maybe they're no longer military or something.
Can I answer 2 questions? Okay. Sure. 1, you can't do it with Hondo because they already did it with Ezra. It'd just be a fucking rehash. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, and kind of almost did it with Ahsoka too. So, number 2, I understand your points and they're all valid. And Wanda Sykes' voice, like I said, could be very fucking annoying. I could see how that could happen too. As far as it's supposed to be, it's like the only fucking actual kids show that they have that isn't some fucking 5-second goofy ass cartoon about fucking pets.
So are we to assume that every animated Star Wars story is a kids show, right?
No, absolutely not. Clone Wars wasn't a fucking kids show. That's why they played it on fucking late night. You know what I mean?
So this has been labeled a kids show. This is
100% a kids show. This is supposed to be.
I don't see it that way. I see this is like the same audience they're trying to reach from Clone Wars.
That's the way I would see it too. Is this Marco's take that it's a kid show, or has this been labeled by Disney as a
No, it has not been labeled by Disney as a kid.
I won't let my kids. Okay, yeah, so it's a Marco thing. I wouldn't let my kids watch Rebels. They're too young to watch Rebels and Clone Wars, but they're not too young to watch this. They just aren't. I think it's a me and I guess Wookiee fanatic grandson kid take, but this has a younger feeling to it. It really does. And I understand how that might not be appealing to some people.
There is death in it. People do die in it.
I guess there is, but each one of these has one of those moral type story feelings. Like there is, like at each one, there's always like I said, there's a GI knowing's half the battle type scenario in every one of these, which there wasn't in Clone Wars. Clone Wars was about fucking war and fucking shit. Dude.
They said that this is going to get dark. They said towards mid-season it's going to get dark. So,
they said, Dom, you say they said a lot of they said stuff all the time.
I mean, they're going to run out of Mantel.
It's going to get dark.
Yeah, I don't know. It's already, they don't put any lighting in half these slides anyways. They're already dark.
Rebels is actually rated for kids, younger kids than
I would.
This show is.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you would. I'm saying Disney has rated it that way.
Yeah, that's fine. They could rate it all they want.
So I'm just saying your argument about it.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like the tone of it. Are you telling me that the tone of the show at every fucking show, including this one we just reviewed, doesn't have the we got to put something a little moral kid story at the end of it?
I didn't think it was that way in the first season. And actually, I let my kid.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't let my kid watch the first season. I'm saying this season right here.
Well, maybe this season they're trying to do something different. No, I let my kid watch Rebels more than I would let him watch.
Yeah, I think
season 1.
I agree, but I think
my kid watched Rebels.
I agree, but I think when we see our two different pairing styles, and I'm not saying either one's right. I think I'm a little bit.
I think you are saying one's right.
No. I'm saying that no. You're saying one's right. I'm not saying one's right. I'm saying my angle is to keep a little more child innocent towards my kids, where yours isn't the exact same style.
Star Wars. That's what it's called. Star Wars. That's it. End of story. No matter what they do, it's got to be Star Wars. It wouldn't be called Star Wars Negotiations if there wasn't death and destruction. Star Wars.
They had that stuff in G.I. Joe too, man.
Yeah, but G.I. Joe no one ever died. You shoot the helicopter, people always jumping out.
As a kid, you didn't know they weren't dying when they're getting shot and falling over.
The guy right in front of you, and he keeps missing the guy. He keeps going by his head. Come on,
dude. Everybody just a week ago was asking if the guy that whoever they shot over the bridge was dead or not because they didn't actually show them die. They don't actually show the people dying.
Listen to me. You know, listen,
Yeah,
they took out the
six-
death
All
of
kidding
Duke
aside, listen.
because the death of Optimus Prime. Because kids was a front.
All kidding aside, they said. But no, I mean, I think that's where it is. Like, I can understand how this isn't like really fast action paced. I'm just talking about this season. I'm not talking about last season, right? I did think last season they were trying to do the more Clone Wars feeling to it. I feel this season they're trying to get a little bit broader of an audience on it.
I don't know.
So-
Episode 3 was amazing. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to say
episode
like there
3 was
weren't
great.
things. Episode 3 was amazing. One of the best episodes
I think the best episode altogether.
of just an animation TV. Like, I love that episode.
Is that the one where they did the killing thing, or is it the
Yeah.
That's the one I didn't let my kids watch. So yeah,
I'm just saying that was a great episode with character development and moving the story, and I felt like that was good. The last 2 episodes are my definition of filler to the story. It hasn't moved the story anywhere, and I think that's part of the maybe that's what this
I'm
is.
afraid
Like,
that
these
it
clones
did.
don't know what they're
16
doing right now, and
episodes.
so there's nothing to do. I get that's trying to be what they're trying to say. They have no mission right now.
But see,
yeah, no,
fear
and
was Seeker-
I'm not trying to compare this to He-Man. I'm more trying to compare this to G.I. Joe, by the way. Same age
my
group.
fear, Wayseeker, is that it is moving the story forward, and by that meaning the whole freaking season is going to be a story about them treasure hunting. That's what I'm afraid of.
I think it's going to be a
You're
split.
right, Jedi. I'm out.
I think it's going to be a split. I think the back half.
You lack faith in the Force.
Hey, prove me wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. We're in this for a good reason.
I'm not. Wait, Wookie, I'm not going to tell you how young my kids are. But I mean, I just think it's not as bad as you guys are making it out to be. It's okay. I mean, it's not supposed to be. Once again, it's not supposed to be like the fucking. We're not trying to tailor it towards. I don't think it's for gray-haired old men to be watching this. I don't think that's how they tailor the
Do I
show.
need to shave my beard? Is that what it is? Am I
No,
gonna, is that
it
what
was a
it is?
comment that
didn't
somebody
dye your
made.
beard.
It was a fucking comment somebody made. They called.
I
us
want to
all
see
gray-
Jedi with a pink beard next
Oh
week.
my god! Where was the comment? Somebody called us all gray-haired old men. All
right. The thing I really did like about this episode, the thing that for me was the mythology. I thought the mythology in this episode was really
good stuff.
fascinating. So like there was parts of it where like it was things that I really like, even though I think the episode was bad. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So can we move? We'll go to that.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's move.
So to me, like a lot of people are talking about how these ancient texts looks a lot like the Zepho text from Jedi Fallen Order. And so I think there is some resemblance here with that, how the heads work, and also even just the fact that, they both have this tech that comes out and they shoot beams. So
Jedi. Yeah, no, I think it's cool too.
yeah. So I don't know how many of you have played Fallen Order. Marco did. JJ, I'm sure did. But interesting to see ancient tech and how it was used. In Zepho, it was a very protectionist way of keeping people out of the treasures. So that was kind of cool. And then I asked everyone on the panel to read the old Star Wars run, Yoda's Secret War arc, which was comics 26 through 30, I think, or 29.
After the Mayu stuff, right?
This is the 2015
end of the Mayu.
Jason Aaron run.
Aaron run, yeah.
And so to see what correlations there might be and what we might draw from the Aaron run. And so I don't have Marco's, nice technology. I had to do screenshots of the trade paperback.
Before too, don't knock it.
What?
I gotta say, hold on, before we get into this, AOA, your renditions of what people are saying but not saying today are freaking hilarious. And thank you once again for all the subs that you've handed out today, dude. AOA gets a round of applause today. Thank you, AOA. All right, go ahead. Yeah, so we read this.
So,
yep.
Just gonna go through it pretty quickly here. So this arc starts with Yoda feeling drawn to this mysterious planet that is not on any of the star charts. Sound familiar? This planet is surrounded by an asteroid belt, which keeps it from being accessed. Very Padawan-like planet. for those who read that book. Gets there, and when they encounter that, they encounter blue orbs, right? And we find out these blue orbs are part of a great mountain. And that's kind of where we get this backstory of these stones are mystical, and they make things happen. And so they're saying that's the life for us. And so Yoda's going to go and learn more about these magical blue rocks. So when he gets there, he meets up with these other kids. There's like 2 warring factions. There's 2 groups of kids, and we'll also find some adults. We find out that these blue orbs actually enable people to possess powers. Again, very Padawan-like, where these orbs give people freakish abilities. Again, it's definitely a different planet than Padawan, but very similar in that. And so they're saying, like, how do you have these stone powers too, you mud frog, which is what they call Yoda. I thought that was kind of funny. That's Yoda's name. And he's like, you got to fight us, see what's stronger, our blue orbs or your power. And he's like, I'm not fighting you. And so Yoda gets sent on a quest to go and get, again, this term, the heart of the mountain. And the heart of the mountain is the exact same term that we see in Bad Batch. So I found that pretty fascinating, that we see this idea of the heart of the mountain. And then what transposes is he goes into a cave that's not some ordinary cave. He has to go through and meet some obstacles, kind of like Bad Batch. While he's there, he meets the kids' parents, and they talk about the ancients. So again, we get that under same term from Bad Batch. It says that this is the mark of the ancients, and you can see the bluish symbols there as the mark of the ancients. And so they're saying, goes on, and we find out that these heart of the mountain is actually alive. It's something connected to the Force. They find it, and when they do, you see the lava coming out here. It's living. It is more than that. It's a giant of stone, and it comes alive. And it's not the same creature by any means. It is actually a rock creature, but it is this rock creature. So there's a lot of literary connections, I don't know, that I thought of when I was watching this Bad Batch episode. Is this the same ancients? Are these blue orbs somehow connected to this heart of the mountain, other blue orb, this life-giving thing that we see in Bad Batch? I don't know. I'm really fascinated by the ancients because I like what was before the Jedi.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I actually like how they this is a way where you can do retconning, but also use links from a comic and links from a video game. I think this is the perfect, and then put into a different media, right? I think they did a great job for this. Even if it doesn't link up exactly to that type of technology or the relics, it does give you the feeling if you I think that's an actual real Easter egg instead of being these Easter eggs where you're like, oh, hey, check out episode 3, number 5, and then go look at Starkiller's helmet. Wink, wink. I actually like this better, where you see something that obviously is homaged or whatever towards 2 things, both the video game that's very popular and a series that was very popular, and you get both portions in there, and you see something the end killer kind of come up on the screen. I think it's great, and I actually like what they did, and I think 100% they definitely used some of the same themes. Do I think we're going to revisit that? I don't know. Probably not. You hate blue balls, huh, Ed? Okay. Loves the blue balls. Aphra loves the blue balls. You hate the blue balls. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But I mean,
is very close.
But you also got there quite a few connections, I felt, as well to Padawan, with the planet being hidden through an asteroid belt. And again, in Padawan, the blue balls give force powers. And
Please stop saying blue ball, please.
they all are blue. All of them are blue.
No, but it's gonna make me giggle every time you say it.
Clip it. Somebody clip it. Somebody's got it. Oh, somebody just text me. They're clipping it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It.
I mean, it seems like it's a reoccurring theme that maybe they want to, figure out later down the road. I don't know.
Right,
Yeah,
cool.
that's God bless Wayseeker. I would have never put that together until he mentioned that. And last night I didn't reread them because I read way too slow, but I went back and revisited in my hardbacks those 4 or 5 issues from Star Wars, like you said, was it 35 through 30 through 30? I'm sorry, 25 through 30, whatever. Yeah, I definitely see the similarities. Probably not the same planet. We're not talking about the same planet.
No, I think it's definitely
because I don't even remember the timeline. Obviously, in Star Wars 25 through 30, Luke is reading in Obi-Wan's journals all these old stories that Obi-Wan was told by Yoda. So we don't really know exactly, because Yoda is so old, exactly when this adventure that Yoda was on took place, really.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but it was, I mean, it's like I said, it's still good to see these homages. I think that's the right way to include, instead of retconning, that's the right way to include comics and video games. If you're not going to do what they're doing in the High Republic, where they're keeping us continuity throughout the whole thing. So good stuff, Wayseeker. Good stuff. All right. Do we got enough time? What time is it? We got 10 minutes. Damn it. I don't think we got it. Do we have
can
time
do
for
it.
When's Valentine's Day?
Week?
When's Valentine's Day?
The 14th.
So we have a week to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's because
if you're going to order online, well, maybe.
Dom's got to buy his presents.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty good. So we should probably wait till next week.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
We're almost 3 hours in. We gotta do that. Hey, once again, thank you for everybody in the chat. Thank you. Big shout out. Big thank you to AOA. AOA, the one day I take away your picture from the I didn't have enough room and I had to upload a lot of stuff for comics. I finally took away your picture from the end of comic reviews. Is the day you step up and you just hook everybody up. We really do appreciate that. Did we need to talk football for a minute or no? We do have 2 minutes left that we can talk football. I know Wayseeker hates football because he's the Browns fan and they stole his team in the middle of the night and ended up putting into Baltimore.
And then Baltimore won a championship with that.
And then Baltimore
team.
won a championship. Yeah.
Oh, with geez. Not even, yeah. They're still
with that team. Yeah. With
that same team.
Yeah. The team. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, at least you didn't have a killer that hid in a trunk in a white suit. And you had to act like he's a decent human.
Again, we're comparing things to Resistance. That's what we're doing right now.
Oh, before I forget, by the way,
you're picking the lowest of bars, the lowest of bars to compare things to. At least it's better than Resistance. That's what
yeah. But then again, maybe he would have killed somebody and had to hide in a trunk in a white suit if he was still in Browns.
Oh, listen, Astro. Before I forget, listen, I got your package going out for you and your missus. I have to have time to go to the post office. I got his winnings. He won, and his wife won last on them.
Thanks, Wookie.
No Cold Madness. So
thank you, everybody. Yeah, cool. Make sure you're checking out all that stuff. There's a lot of good content that came out last week. And if you want to watch me do one thing I will never do again, grade comics from internet pictures, feel free to catch the last 20 minutes of last week's tax show, because that's what the reference I think was Jedi earlier, and I will never I just don't do that. Grading on the internet's so fucking stupid. So by Wayseeker, why? When Obi-Wan comes to Yoda about losing. Is he by? Huh? What I don't know what he's asking.
I think he's saying
when he got taken out by Dooku, and then Obi comes to Yoda about it not being there.
Jedi.
Later, Ed. Because I think he knows. What's up?
Sticks. I'm saying Sticks said he was never on the wheel.
I know.
He said why. He said you can't if you're on the channel, guys. If we're on the channel, we can't be on the effing wheel, guys. If you have a regular spot on the channel, because what happens is the other 50 people that watch live and the other 400 to 800 people that watch and replay are going to be like, it's rigged. We can't keep giving. I mean, we can do whatever the fuck we want. Whatever.
Well, yeah. So yeah, there's a fine line, and but yeah, Styx. I think I explained it. Maybe
You did.
But yeah, Styx is on the show. He's on SNS pretty regular. So, and now that Darth Lopez seems to be on everybody's show, he's no longer eligible either.
Well, we got anybody that's willing to sell themselves out, we'll put you to work, man. You can work the corner.
We're gonna have Darth back on the show though. It was fun. We're gonna keep bring him back on because I have to give my piece. I have to talk 80s music at some point. So
I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't know why do people have a problem with the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi?
you asking me? Because
you do have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't like Ewoks. I think they're stupid. I think they're freaking teddy bears and that it's again. I'm
That's why Star Wars is for kids.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna say. It's for kids, or whatever. And I think even George Lucas said that the Ewoks, the reason they made the final cut or whatever, is because his kids liked them. Okay, that's a good reason. I let my kids make major.
But nobody got mad at fucking Darth Maul showing up at the end of Solo Story.
That was awesome.
Because Darth Maul's not a freaking teddy bear.
That's the same fucking reason they put him there, because fucking dipshits, Opie's grandkids like the motherfucker. So what are we talking about here?
Well, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. But I'm just saying, teddy bears. Come on, man. That's bullshit. And again, maybe if they did it now, maybe if they made Return of the Jedi now, they could make them a little more
porg-like. They make them like porg.
Hold on, time out. The only reason I got to see that thing in the theater was because the fucking Ewoks were in there. And I will say, one of the Halloweens, I was still young enough to dress up. I dressed up as a fucking Ewok. So stop smudging Ewoks, because a lot of us got to be fans.
They had a thing for bears. They had the gummy bears on TV. You had the Care Bears. You had the bears and friggin' Thundercats. You had bears all over the damn place.
Yeah. But these bears will stab a motherfucker.
I just want to recap this show right here. This is the whole show. Marco hated dressing up in a Navy outfit, but liked dressing up in an Ewok outfit. And now Jedi and Marco will never talk again.
Well, you know what? You never got see, Wasted? You haven't been around long enough. Jedi was when we did the Halloween dress up. If you actually saw me in the picture, my dad had hand whittled a 5-foot fucking wooden spear. So I was walking around Halloween with a big fucking 5. Technically, I think it was a handrail that he chopped in half and then ended up whittling the top off to make it look like a fucking real spear. So I was a menace just running around and slamming that into people's doors and shit. So yeah. Better than
I'm sure your neighbors love that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, probably. There were a couple neighbors scared of us. I mean, I had 8 brothers, so it was just a mess anyway.
Anyway, Marco takes his shirt off and he's a Ewok.
Yeah, he ain't fucking wrong. All right. I'll give it to you. All right, so Ewoks were part of the challenge, and they eat people. Yeah, they eat people. That's fucked up, but you're right.
It's not. They're not people. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
We eat Ewoks. It's okay.
Yeah, but but we didn't think of things that are predatory towards you. But they also dig chicks, they dig chicks, especially princesses. So I'm down. You know what I mean?
And golden rod.
Was cute.
And golden droids. If they were to redo it now and they have better effects and they can green screen it and do all this other stuff, it might be better. But just the way those Ewoks, they freaking look like teddy bears.
They got to bring back Ewoks and Mando.
Like teddy bears. I know for a fact. I just know if they were to redo it now, they would move different. They would act more like predators than they did back in.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think
the way things were? But it doesn't.
You think Mando will have Ewoks ever in it?
No.
Why? They should. It'd be fun. Nostalgia.
No, Mando's not going to the planet.
Hey, this is a good question. Would you rather have Ewoks or what the fuck Jar Jar Binks was?
Well, I know is
it can't be that long of a thought. Jedi, there's
no, it is that long a thought. Because the underwater, now you're just talking about Jar Jar or his species, because the underwater portion of Phantom Menace
that was fucking great. Boss Nash, Really?
At least it wasn't a freaking. At least it wasn't a Teddy Rumpstein or whatever. Like, I think they were speaking Tagalog too. I don't even think they made it. I think they were speaking a Filipino language.
I'm telling you, the 80s love bears. There's a lot of bears. Teddy Ruxford every day.
You know, hey, since you all are members now, we do have new little emblems. You guys the members can participate, especially if somebody says something on the show and they want to see a little video clip being played. I'm just saying, since y'all are members, there's a little what are the emo buttons or whatever they're called? You guys all have access to emo buttons at this point. While Jedi's hating on Ewoks and saying Jar Jar Binks is better than Ewoks.
Are you saying that they can press a button and a little Ewok will dance across my little
no? They can,
what
they
do you
can press
say?
the button. It'll say
This man.
I know they're not the prequels, but I'll
That's
get
the first
Natalie
time
Portman
I've
to
been
freaking goddamn say something about the prequels.
We can rate our least favorite things about Star Wars. It could be
There you
Ewoks, Porgs, Jar Jar Binks, and Darth Krayt.
Darth Krayt.
Wait, what?
What's up with Darth Krayt? Because Darth Krayt's awesome.
I think
Man.
he's
I actually
taking
like
a
Darth
top 10
Krayt.
idea,
I actually like Darth Krayt. I mean, they're not going to do it, but I actually like
And
Darth Krayt.
Santa Stardust for Marco. So we got those 5.
Darth Krayt. What I mean, they had Dark Woman. Like Darth Krayt was actually good. That was good. I mean, I know
like the
people.
fact that it went back to the Clone Wars. That he
Hold on.
Obi-Wan.
Time out. Okay, I like Darth Krayt's story, original story, not the shit they started doing in Legacy where they just made some fucking tweaking with purple titties hanging out.
With the nanos in his body.
I do like the Vaughn stuff to do the armor. I like that part, but I think there's a lot of people that just like Krayt because there's red titties everywhere on most of those.
Oh,
books.
I love that, man. Dark Talon, man. Come on, that's my favorite. Right there.
That's exactly
Okay,
right. Marco, you hit that right.
I want that. I want that.
I
statue.
get fucking nice things because whenever I'm like, oh, I like the story arc of it, and Wasinger's just waiting. He's just waiting.
Twilight that looks
Hey,
like
wait, stop! I'm not gonna let Dom do this. It's 3 hours. I gotta go eat. Dom's gonna freaking get you going down.
Thank you. Please don't. No red titties.
I'm not gonna allow it.
All right. He's right.
End it.
Yeah, make sure. Okay, we're ending it right now. Make sure you check out all our good shows. Pete's got a bunch of stuff up there. Now y'all are members. Now y'all can do the vote. We'll do a little behind the scene thing. It won't be live. We won't show it to everybody. We'll just ask you guys to hang out and ask. Dude, Dom's saying that Darth Krayt's great because of red titties. Anyways, make sure you check out all the shows. We got a bunch of live shows. S&S is doing great stuff. They're doing great stuff over there. MCM. I'm gonna get out of here before we get into more of that and we all get in trouble.